Hello, and welcome. I'm Chris Bernal, aka Crifu, and I will be your storyteller for tonight. This is Manapod Studios' Vampire the Masquerade Chronicle, Albany by Night. Now, before we go into further introductions, I'd like to recognize the atrocities that happened in New Zealand yesterday, and despite all of the terror that happens around the world, we can't shy away from the horror of violence. I think we need to examine it, understand it, and so I'd like to let everyone know that tonight's offense will be quite violent and probably horrifying. And it's not that we're approving of it, definitely the opposite. Manapod Studios does not stand for hate in any kind of form. So I hope that while my message may be muddled, the intention is clear. Let's meet our vampires.
Hi, my name is Coco. I play Irene. She is a gangrel, and she identifies as a lone wolf naturalist. She resides in northeast of Albany, right outside a national park. It's called Green Mountain National Forest. And she likes to lay low for the most part. Up until the past few months, she has had many run-ins with the Camarilla, and now she is slowly but surely paying off of her debts.
I'm Richard. I'm playing Serge, who is a very young toreador. And Serge recently was involved in the slaying of his own grandsire, which led to the initial approval of his sire. But when the Camarilla protested the near diablerie and the execution of another vampire, his sire largely left him. So he is living in a penthouse apartment in downtown Albany as his sire sort of goes back to the country.
All right, my name is Mallory. I'll be playing Margot. She is a gangrel. She has been living the past 20, 30 years alone with her wife in the woods, trying to pretty much avoid everything about kindred society. And she's been largely successful until recently.
My name is Barrett. I play Mimi. Mimi is a Nosferatu, originally from New York City. She's an information hub punk, and she's here to sort of keep the Nosferatu presence in Albany and help out Prince Rhea as she acclimates to her newfound power in Albany.
The events that are going to unfold tonight are the culmination of several months worth of sessions and streams. So if you get confused at any point, you can type !vampires in the chat to get a link to the Google Drive of tonight's episode. I'll give you a quick synopsis of the intro, as well as a little peek into the cast of characters. So without further ado, I'd like to welcome you all to Albany by Night, Episode 4, Veronica. Camera opens on downtown Albany. Two figures are walking around the state capitol in the late evening. The sky is clear, one of the first nights that winter's frost has loosened its grasp. The taller figure is pale, with bleached blonde hair slicked back on his scalp. His ragged jacket and jeans, pale in comparison, with his walking partner's attire. The golden-skinned man with dark flared hair wears a woolen executive's jacket. He blinks his long eyelashes as he looks up at the pale man. Babette won't kill you. His voice is soft. She says she needs you, Neil. She doesn't need me. Neil makes a spitting sound. She needs my blood, and the stash she took from me's run out, ain't it? The other man nods. I won't lie to you for her. Neil's eyes narrow as they stop to look one another up and down. What's in this for you, Hassan? We were actually doing pretty good in Toronto, you know? Hassan almost seems to ignore Neil. The Second Inc., their forces had seemed to draw back. We determined they weren't being fortified by Buffalo anymore, and then he sneers. And then David called me here. He looks up at the blonde man. It's over in Canada. The Archbishop of Montreal's looking to relocate. A burst of glass and screams erupt through the night skies, echoing from several blocks away. Neil looks incredulously at Hassan. Tonight, you mean, then? Hassan shrugs. Babette wanted to warn you. As sounds of more destruction occur, he begins to walk away. Good luck, Neil. She wants you to survive. The blonde man mutters and curses and kicks the ground. He quickly hops onto his black motorcycle and drives away. A few blocks away from there, we see a well-to-do couple stepping through the tinted glass doors of an upscale cocktail bar. A moment later, they promptly run back out, screaming. The glass shatters as a large wolf smashes through it, leaping and landing on the back of the older gentleman. He shouts in terror and then gurgles in pain as the wolf tears out his throat. The graying woman yelps in fear at the sight of her husband's death. She attempts to run down the empty city street in her heels. A red-tailed hawk swoops down in front of her, screeching. Its claws rake at her face. She screams some more and turns to see the wolf, standing, changing, morphing. Its form becomes that of a young woman, pale and freckled, with shoulder-length, wavy red hair. She wipes the blood from her mouth with the back of her clawed hand and cocks her head. Where do you think you're going, cow? The wolf woman shuffles her bare feet along the cold concrete in the pre-spring night air. I'm not done eating. The hawk herds the gentlewoman in a frenzy of feathers. It screams in her face as its master begins to grab at her. With the hiss, the red-headed wolf woman sinks her fangs into the human and begins to drain it dry. As she smacks her lips, the body drops to the ground. She sighs in contentment, then glances up at the streetlight that is illuminating her murder. The young woman stares up into the gaze of the CCTV camera that is pointed straight at her. I'm looking for my sister. Tell her Veronica's looking. She turns and joins the rest of her pack inside the bloody cocktail bar. They howl in gory victory. The camera's light blinks, and we travel inside the lens. We come into a room. This room has several monitors, each glowing palely in the dimness. A middle-aged human woman, her cheeks a little chubby, dark brown hair done up in a bun. She's wearing a police uniform and staring open-mouthed at the display she just saw on the screen. She squints harder at the images, unable to hear what the wolf woman said. But she does as she has been told. Quincy pulls the clip from the system entirely and downloads it onto a singular USB. Scurrying to her supervisor's office, she hands him the device and nods. As she walks back down the hall for a coffee break, her bottom lip trembles. Her hands are almost shaking as she writes a text on her phone to her wife. Margot? Will you come pick me up? The camera flashes once more back outside. The March night air is relievingly warm, at least for the mortals that are in the area. Sirens go off in the distance. And around the corner of the state capitol, it's Baroque Gothic architecture looming in the street lights. We see a woman in the shadows. Irene, can you describe this woman?
Irene is dressed in her usual leather jacket. She has her Finnick Fox fin at her side. She looks a little disheveled. She looks like she maybe hasn't rested in a while. She has been following her lover for quite some time. So she's probably, she hasn't gone back to her humble abode in the Green Mountain National Forest in some time.
A night or two?
It's been 2 nights now. So her hair is a little more wild out. She just kind of looks a little bit more disheveled, and she has been listening in on this conversation between Neil and Hassan. She also, in the March night, notices the warm breeze, and at her feet, as she's looking around, she picks up a feather and holds it in her hand. And because she's lived in the forest for so long, she knows that this particular feather isn't something native to the city. So she tucks it into her pocket inside of her jacket and continues to listen on to the conversation between Neil and Hassan until she also hears shattering of glass and howls.
Yeah, so we kind of rewind it a little bit, and she's there watching the two of them. From your position, you can see the lower half of downtown Albany on the western edge of the Hudson River. And there's a flash, like over the city of blocks as you're looking out south, easterly. Both of the men turn and they talk to each other, and the shorter one, the one you're not familiar with, walks away. "Good luck, Neil," he says. You clearly hear this. "She wants you to survive." And you see Neil hop on his bike. It's only a few feet away, and drive off. The fox at your feet kind of nuzzles against your ankles.
Finn, I don't know what's going on, but we need to figure out where Neil is going, and can you go follow Hassan, whoever this Hassan person is?
Is Feral Whispers free? Does it take a rouse check?
Well, it's my familiar, so I'm imagining I can
It's
speak
always
to...
free,
I
I'm
can
pretty
speak to this
sure.
one companion freely.
Mm-hmm.
I believe
Free
it's
when
free.
used on Familius.
Yes.
Perfect. So, we haven't explored this. What's Finn sound like?
Finn sounds like a raspy old lady.
Thank you for that.
She changed whenever I did, so she's probably in like the mid years of her prime.
Irie, I wouldn't worry about him. I'm sure he's not.
Maybe not that raspy. More like she's just had one too many cigarettes raspy.
Irie, I wouldn't worry about him.
It's not like y'all are monogamy or anything, right?
Very serious game.
Not monogamous, no, but
Monogamy-ish?
monogamish, sure.
Oh,
But this seems like a little bit more than a relationship issue. I believe that there's something that Neil has gotten himself into this time, and I've been following him for 2 nights now, and I think that we need to figure this out.
Well, whatever you say.
So let Neil go. I'm sure he is going to do his thing, but I want you to follow Hassan and report back to me.
All right, I'll follow this Hassan guy. But when do you want me to come back?
When you figure something out.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Great.
So at that, I'm going to
she never saw him again.
walk towards the madness. I'm gonna kind of sneakily try to like go towards this bar that all of this stuff has been happening.
Great. I would like a roll, just so I know how well Finn performs.
Okay.
Let's do manipulation and animalism, please.
Manipulation and animalism.
Yeah, it's. I think even then you maybe get an advantage because it's your familiar. Difficulties are lowered, what have you, but we don't have stats for Finn, so at this she'll use your stats.
So I guess animal can, right? Is the animal handlings?
Ooh, it could be.
Yeah, because there's.
It should be animal kin
Yeah, if you have a good animal kin stat.
Perfect. That's fine too.
instead of animalism.
Manipulation and animal can.
Yeah, perfect.
Go for it. Thank you.
7.
Finn goes to stock.
So I am a little hungry, but only by 1.
Okay.
And I'm also using these new die, so this is my test run for this.
We've got these special Vampire 5th edition dice. We also have lots of other
So
dice.
pretty.
There's
It's
lots
a
of
similar to a dice cam. Just like putting it out
Season
there.
2. Season 2.
Okay.
We're gonna do more realistic season 3.
So
the blanks are failures.
So count the inks.
It was
not the blanks.
So 3 successes,
was
but
horrible.
3 successes.
Finn nods at you. Then she
Yes, she.
scampers off in the darkness.
Don't be too long though. I might need you soon.
Whatever. 3 successes. I'm gonna try and go with like a vocal fry Kardashian type effect for Finn. I think.
Oh, okay.
Not like just the way
Yeah.
Anyway. Eileen begins walking downtown.
I want to use Silence of Death as well, if
Sure.
that's possible, just to cover my grounds and make sure I'm not heard.
No one's gonna hear your feet on the concrete
Okay.
as you're coming down. In fact, like State Street goes. You're passing by the Bank of America, where Rhea normally holds court. You can see the lights inside. Maybe for a moment you wonder if those kind of bronzy turnstile swinging doors are unlocked. But I think we all know Rhea's not here. Nor is the sheriff in town either. Camera zooms up as Irene quietly stalks down towards the madness.
Yeah.
And up and up and up into one of the skyscrapers that overlook the city. Not the top floor, but close enough. In a penthouse, we see a young man, all by his lonesome. Or, what do we see?
Well, I think Serge is in the middle of painting. He was trained as an actor, but has been really sort of taking the time that he's sort of been isolated from court to take up painting. And he is working on a very, very large canvas.
How big?
I think it's a good 6 foot by like 5 feet. And it is. He is painting in bright, florid colors a woman's body that is laid out, like as if she was being put into a casket. But she is surrounded by sort of Art Deco decorative pieces, and her body is entirely made up of animals. So there's where her mouth would be, there's a rat, and there's 2 bats where her eyes were, and her hair is just a field of like painted roaches. And it is clearly, when you look at it, it is Christine Zhao. As she was when she would die, swarmed by animals, except the animals have now sort of become her. And that is Serge's piece he's working on now. But he's also been ordering out because he's been left alone. So he has somebody coming over who may already be there.
Ordering out. What is that? Tinder?
Grinder, Scruff, whatever.
Or Tender, I think is the new one.
I think, you don't just log into one. You just
for sure.
you go to all of them and you just wait to see if who you message.
So what's tonight's meal?
A blonde, University of Albany student.
You've got this whole place to yourself? You go to school, right?
Not anymore.
Huh.
I've got my own sort of situation.
Was it the college admissions scandal? Did you get caught?
At University of Albany? No.
Oh, no? Alright.
No.
I mean, you look rich.
Could I... And he's dressed in a tank top and it's cutoffs and everything is just covered with paint.
Oh.
He's not been wearing a smock or anything. He's just... Everything is just covered... Everything he's wearing is covered in paint. His arms have paint on them. And he's been doing a lot of finger painting moves and etching things with his fingernails and his fingers and kind of sculpting the acrylic very precisely with a contact. And so he's just he's kind of standing there he's got paint all over him, paint all over his clothes.
So you're an artist?
I dabble.
I'm Chad, by the way.
Hi, Chad. It's good to meet you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Serge.
Cool. So, where's the bedroom?
Do you really care? I mean, we have the whole place to ourselves.
Whatever. I'm just trying to get this started.
Well, why don't you come into here?
Where are you leading him?
I think I'm pulling out a piece of butcher paper, and I'm why don't you lay on top of this, and I will sketch you.
Whoa. Cool. All right. Yeah, I've seen this in the movies.
So he gets some charcoals out and starts doing an outline around Chad,
like a crime scene.
A little bit like a crime scene, but I'm also just maybe just take your clothes off, get very comfortable.
Yeah. Cool.
And
cool.
Yeah, everybody's done this before.
Oh no, it is exactly the right temperature. Are you a wuss about the cold, Chad?
Well, no.
Do you want me
I'll
to
be
come
fine.
in?
Don't worry about it.
Do you want me to come in closer and warm you up?
And he takes a step. Or no, he's laying down.
He's laying down. And I just sort of brush his face with the charcoals and the kind of the pastels.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm how would you like to be painted?
Sure. I've done some body painting before, if that's what you mean. I've been painting.
Have you?
I model on the side.
Oh, you model. It's funny you're up here in the Capital District instead of down in the city.
Oh, well, I'm, trying to get a degree. Need something to fall back on, business.
Right? Chad, I don't think you're going to need anything to fall back on. And I go into kind of nibble with my very, very cold lips at his collarbone. I'm sorry, I've just been so focused on the work today. I've not really had a chance to warm up.
Well, here we are.
And I think that's when I go for the throat.
There's that moment of pain, and the kiss, the pleasure overcomes him. How much hunger are you trying to remove?
I think I'm so angry at this point, and I'm also so unsatisfied because I've had the blood of my elders before.
Mm-hmm.
And he seems, in the moment, so tasty and disposable.
Dime a dozen.
I think with 2 hunger, I'm going to have a lot of trouble not just finishing him.
You remove the one hunger, and then you keep going. And more. And more. Beyond the point of satisfying any kind of hunger, nothing will satisfy this final beast inside of you until that last drop.
And even then, it's just not enough. I mean, I've had the blood of a vampire, significantly lower generation than myself.
A rich and thick vitae, almost like molasses or honey in your mouth. This is water.
It's pale and mortal, and I mean,
Rainwater.
it's there, and it's keeping me from starving, but it's not ever going to be.
I'm fine.
I apologize for
This
laughing.
is very light. And I was like, should we close the windows?
Okay. I'm not. Alright. Should I? No, okay.
Let's just leave it. I don't think it's actually doing anything for the noise.
The show must go on, right? Oh, I'm so sorry.
I'm sure everyone at home was laughing too.
And I think I then go and I just stand on the balcony of the penthouse in the rain to just wash myself off.
Sure.
And the blood comes off, but the paint does not. And the paint it's Christine. It's like everything I have left of Christine, who I loathed.
There's a flash of lightning and some thunder. As the rain comes down, you can see people in the streets down below running and screaming. Something's going on. And over the sound of the rain picking up and the wind blowing, you're so high up in the air. Sirens. The camera zooms up from Serge, naked on the balcony, and down to the street, passing by the humans fleeing from the vampires chasing after them, and even further, into the concrete, down beneath the earth, and into the sewers. Margot, what do you look like?
I am a young Asian American. Well, I look like a young Asian American woman. Mid-20s is about when I died. That was, of course, like the 80s, so a little bit older. I am currently, I'm gonna guess, about ankle deep in some unmentionable muck.
Probably.
Okay. So I would hopefully be wearing very sensible boots and jeans, probably just like dressed essentially to work on a farm, and just kind of like slogging my way through.
What are you visible, Mimi?
I am visible.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah. I ran down to the sewers in this instance. So Mimi, her face is pale and just not quite right, and she almost always, she's a scar going through her face, and she always has a hood on, but when it falls off, you notice that where one of her ears should be, there is no ear. Her hair always looks like a fading something, though, and like maybe it was styled once, but not recently. She maybe looks like she's in her late 20s, but a rough late 20s. She's all in black in various layers, torn clothing. She's also running through the sewers behind Margot, who came to get her, and who she's just met for the first time.
So the two of you are running through the sewers. Mm-hmm. Why are we here?
Well,
You heard something from the rats.
I did.
And I don't speak squeak, as it were. So you came to get me when you heard from the rats, and I don't know you.
Uh-huh.
I know of you.
Yeah. And I know of you. It's that the rats came to get me, I think because they knew I was the only one who could speak. Squeak. I like that. And Jaskin's in trouble, like in bad trouble, like worse than trouble. So we're running to see what's going on.
I know that you've been visiting Jaskin. Jaskin's the equivalent of my primogen, but there are no primogens in Albany.
Yeah, Jaskin is ancient and can't leave his house, so we sort of like I visit him from time to time. He gives me info and I keep him company, I think, is the essential trade.
We have a similar relationship. Under the previous sheriff, Jaskin had a relationship there, but with the new regime, as it were, he's been feeling cut off. So I was sent to Albany to keep the Nosferatu presence in the city, because Jaskin was the last and only one. And he feeds me information, I feed him information. We've been just trying to get a sense of what's going on, and it's been a bit of a mess lately, but Jaskin in Trouble is a new one.
Yes. So what do we find?
Well, the rats, normally, each time you come down into the sewers to find Jaskin, the rats normally watch, maybe even lead you to where you're going. This time, what rats you've scurried across have been regular rats running away from your vampiric presence. As usual. Even with a few dots in animalism, it requires focused concentration to draw an animal to you. For most vampires, animals flee, understanding exactly what they're looking at. Jaskin's hideout isn't hard for either of you to find. You've been there multiple times. But it's dark.
Access Eyes of the Beast.
And we see Margot's eyes begin to burn red in the darkness.
I pull out my cell phone and put on the camera.
Ouch. Okay, alright. I guess we can just let everyone know we're here, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
What do I see?
I'm panicked, actually.
So, Margot, you see it first.
Uh-huh.
In the darkness. Blood. Justin's hideout has never been clean, but it's not messy. Things go where they belong. Tables, shelves, furniture, chairs tucked under tables, etc. Place is a wreck. At the far end of the chamber, where the Nosferatu Jaskin normally hangs upside down, on the ground, below the iron bar that he normally hangs from. Face first into the stone. Concrete is what it once was, but time and water has eroded it. The back of Jaskin is covered in these bony plates that jut out of his back, of his skin. You both know that this is why he's immobile, essentially. To stand upright as a normal man pains him. So he hangs to relieve the pressure and tension. But he is laying unmoving on the ground, face down. Whatever rats are in this room scurrying away, their normal welcoming presence, the force that drew you both here in the first place has dissipated.
Can I try and see if there's anyone in the room besides us and the body?
There is no one in the room.
Okay.
I won't even make you roll for it.
Okay.
It's clear that this place has been empty for a little bit. It took you long enough to get here, long enough for whoever was here to leave.
I'm gonna run over and turn him over, but I also want to yell at Margot, did you know about this?
No!
I've heard about you.
Cool! No!
What have you heard?
Yeah, what have you heard?
I know she used to be Sabbat.
No, that's right.
I mean,
yeah,
No.
A little. No, not really. Kind of.
Times have changed.
Yeah.
No.
You just gotta sired into it. You know how it is.
Anyway. So, Amy says.
I know you used to be Sabbat. Who?
Why would I kill Jaskin?
I'm not saying you did. Do you know who did this?
No?
Who would go after Jaskin? He's harmless.
realistically, someone who wanted to go up a generation. I mean, he can't move, can't run away. If anyone finds out about him, he's fairly easy pickings.
Can I, search his body for anything?
Investigate?
Investigate his body?
Can I investigate the area for like tracks or like anything to like show like?
It sounds like we're rolling together.
Yeah, I'd like to roll to investigate Jaskin.
Can you give me a blank character sheet out of that folder you're holding? With
The
you?
white, yeah, the big orange. Oh my god, colors.
Investigation in what?
Wits.
Wits. Okay, that could be worse.
Mm-hmm.
And I do hunger die for my.
Yes.
Is that the same for me?
Yes.
I do have survival hunting if that would be applicable.
Oh, you're looking for tracks.
Mm-hmm.
So let's do wits and survive. Well, survival's more for. Let's do survival. So for those watching, the way that Vampire the Masquerade, as well as other World of Darkness games go, you roll 10-sideds. In the new 5th edition of Vampire, anything that is 6 or higher on the D10 is a success. Anything that is lower is a failure. If you at least have one success, it works.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you need multiple successes.
For now,
Depending on how hard it is. Let's see what happens.
Okay. So that was one success on a hunger die?
Yeah.
That's fine.
Okay.
That's fine. Hunger dice only matter if it's a 1 or a 10.
Okay.
Okay. And then for me that is 3 successes.
3 successes. So, with your 1 investigation, you know Justin's been drained.
Oh, good.
It's clear. It's not just puncture wounds. His throat's been ripped out. With
Very
the
perceptive.
3, you can see boot prints, footprints, and paw prints in the dirt and stone of the chamber.
Okay.
Not just
Does it look like
rats,
Yeah. I'm missing wolves.
large wolves.
Okay.
Even one might say dire wolves.
Oh, of course.
Can you ask the rats what happened?
I asked the rats what happened. I have to do a hunger die for that, don't I?
So it is a rouse check. And first, I think it's charisma to like get one to bring it to you. Charisma and animalism, and then we'll begin the conversation.
Charisma and animal kin.
See how this goes.
So that's 1 success. Till I get it to come open.
The rats in this chamber, while they're confused and scared, are, as soon as that beckoning, like, blood call, something in their blood, responds to yours, just a single rat, small, runty, scratched,
Okay.
comes up.
No. Hi. So, what happened? Do I have to do a blood? Is this weird? I'm telling me I had to like first do a rouse check.
Yeah, first do a rouse
Yeah,
check,
okay.
please.
I think that was a failure, so I could get a little hungrier.
Hunger at 3.
Yes, I will probably eat this one afterwards.
Bacon.
You have animal succulents, right?
No.
So
I have to eat 2 of them to get 1 health back.
But you're-
I know the whole thing.
Oh, fascinating.
Yes.
So as you kind of like force your blood to respond to this rat squeaking, oh well, it's just been really quite a night. Nobody really listens to me. I'm just so worried. I don't think he's getting back up. He hasn't moved in a while.
Yes, I'm afraid he's not. Who hurt him?
Oh well, it was other scary people.
Where did they go?
Up.
What did they look like?
Oh well, they, It doesn't really translate, but it's something along the lines of dead body.
Okay, I can get that.
Yep.
Okay, great. Is there anything you want to ask it?
You're translating?
What did it say? Yeah.
Oh, I'm translating, yes. No, I'm just going to have a very private conversation. I'm going to eat the rat and be done.
Can she? Will she help him?
We're going to help him, but not the way that you want, I think. He's not getting back up again.
Oh. Oh, I think there's food over there.
Food?
Yes, I think there's food over there. I'm going.
Over
I'm
where?
going now.
Okay, I'm going to grab him up. Hi, sorry. Over where?
Some sort of morsels in the
Is it
corner.
just like sewer grate or something?
It's just soup, like just rat
Alright, I'm
nonsense.
gonna eat this one. Cool.
Have fun.
And as you bite it, you hear, "Oh God, no!"
I probably should have killed the connection first. My food does talk to me. Oh.
So.
Alright, so that's half a hunger.
Okay, Ria's not here, and who else can we like
it's
texting Ria
I know.
bad things?
We're in the
No
sewer
signal.
right now, yeah.
Down here, there's no signal.
I mean, is the sheriff in town or is...
No, they both went to New York because they're brilliant leaders.
You said it.
What is Mimi just starts like punching the wall.
I'm gonna
What is wrong?
I'm gonna let her like
town.
She seems to be like going through some emotions. I'm gonna see if I can find another rat to like eat. Do I need to roll for it? Okay, then I'm just gonna mark off a hunger.
There's nothing.
So as Mimi's pounding the
and I'm just like, I'm gonna let her go through this.
Marco goes to grab another rat, and the camera pulls back out. Now, you're headed towards the madness, and you're up top.
I probably run across at some point, and you see like my long, crazy, curly hair, like in the shadows, just like you see like this like deranged looking like woman in like leather, and she kind of has like these pointed animal features. You probably notice Irene.
You know.
Well, the first thing I think I did on seeing that is I texted Mimi, because Mimi told me to call her if I needed anything. When everything started going down and going wrong, Mimi told me to call her, and I don't have any reason not to trust Mimi in character. Out of character, possibly.
Yes.
I have many reasons not to trust Mimi out of character. She's a vampire.
So are you.
The first one, very long list. Yeah.
But I also recognize Irene down there. And do you carry a cell phone?
So the past few months have been so frustrating. I got one of those burner phones, but it's definitely like the lowest of the low technology-wise. It's like the pay by the minute phones that you can like pick up at a Walmart or any of those stores.
You can play Snake. That's it.
Yeah, and like it's one of those where it's not a smartphone. It's just a very like, you know, you still have to like click the button a couple times to get a certain letter.
T9.
Yes, T9. Back. Yes, good throwback. So I do have my cell phone. However, I am trying to be sneaky, so it's probably like on muted or silent.
So I think instead what I'm going to do is go straight to the staircase and create my own elevator with Cat's Grace. I'm just going to trigger Cat's Grace and go bounding like almost floor by floor down the escape stairs.
Wow. Okay.
And I've just slid back on, just like tank top and cutoffs, still covered in paint.
There's some blood in there too, yeah.
Not really. I mean, that comes
Blood
out. That's
washes
water
off.
soluble.
Yeah.
Okay.
Paint's hard.
I'm glad you guys are so knowledgeable.
Because it's an
about
acrylic paint, so it's like solidified on my skin. So I'm sort of bounding down
In a hurry.
to find Irene, because I'm a vampire on my own, and shit's going down, and I'm going out to find out what the hell's going on.
Sure.
I don't need Troy.
Totally.
Why would you suggest I need Troy?
I never said you needed Troy.
I don't need Troy.
Well. the escape stairs. They're indoors.
Yeah.
So they're not. But I mean, it's such a tall building. People normally don't use the stairs anyway. They're here for fire code.
Right.
So you're just literally bouncing down and down and down, and you get to the bottom. You step out into the small hallway that leads along the lobby, maybe where there's bathrooms. I can imagine there's like a little lounge area, potentially a bar. There's a bar.
Yeah.
And as soon as you step into the main area, your eyes lock with someone who's sitting in the bar. It is a young human man dressed in a gray blazer with a bow tie, done up. His blue eyes and like coiffed brown hair. It's Trevor Barron. And his eyes lock with yours. And he quickly stands up, throws down some cash on the bar, and heads your direction.
Don't come close to me. You will regret it.
How far away is he when you say this?
5 feet?
Okay, so it's a good distance. Maybe about the amount we are now.
Not in my personal space.
Yeah. So he's
But not close enough that like other people would hear necessarily. Though I'm not afraid to make a gay drama scene. That's not Breaking the Masquerade.
He is afraid of that, being of the Baron family. So, Serge.
Don't talk to me either. I'm walking out the door.
Come on.
Go sit next to the bar.
Are we rolling anything?
You tell me.
You're trying to command him, essentially. I would say intimidate.
Okay.
And manipulation.
Alright. So that's 4. I've gotten rid of my hunger, right? So I don't roll any hunger dice.
Yes, you killed someone. Where's the body?
It's still up there on the paper, and I got 0 successes.
Well, fuck you, he says as you turn and walk out, and leaving him there.
And I have a good idea where Irene was sneaking, the direction Irene was kind of trajectory. And when you're going stealthily, you don't necessarily go at speed.
Yes, so she's a little slower. She knows her sound is masked by...
My sound is masked, but anyone looking from above can surely see this mass of people that are running the opposite direction, and then this figure like jumping from shadow to shadow, running towards the chaos and madness of the explosion.
So what I'd like to do is go that direction, walk ahead of where I think you are, and then just casually turn around and let you recognize me. I don't want to do the thing where like, I don't want to like, Serge is not an idiot, so just like, he doesn't want to do the thing where like he calls you out. But he wants to make sure you see him.
Okay.
Sirens
So
are
he
going
does, like,
off.
yeah.
Serge, like Irene's trying to stay unnoticed, but people notice you and they're like, "No, get out of here! Get back inside! It's crazy out here."
I'm not the only rubbernecker though, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's definitely a few other mortals, kind of just like.
So I gotta get ahead of where Irene is, and I just casually turn around and scan.
Cool. So
And then-
I'm like kind of like trying to jump in and out of the shadows, like avoiding people, running the opposite direction, and I would say like maybe like 10, 20 feet ahead, I see Serge, kind of just like in like a stupor, like staring away from the madness, and I sneak my way over to him, and I just like grab him by the collar, and I pull him into the shadows.
Hi, Irene.
What are you doing?
I saw you, and I saw the chaos, and I was like, Irene will know what's going on, because Mimi's not texting me back.
I haven't heard from Mimi either, but I don't know if she even has my phone number. I got a phone, by the way. But that's besides the point. I was kind of stalking Neil. Surprise, surprise. and I overheard him talking to some weird man in a gold and gray suit, and his name is Hassan. Have you ever heard of him?
I wouldn't know anything about men sneaking off and then like not talking to you. But no, I've never heard of Hassan.
I understand. Well, I don't know if you saw whatever just happened at that bar, but something's going on.
What?
Well, the sirens and the people and the screaming. And...
I was in the penthouse.
Oh, okay. Well, you're here now, and would you like to join me in figuring out what the hell's going on over there?
Yes.
All right. So I'm going to continue to sneakily. Hopefully, Serge is doing the same. Find my way through the shadows.
Good at stealth, so I'm going to let you get ahead.
Okay.
So that if people see me, they're not necessarily going to make you.
You easily find a way towards the epicenter of this madness. You can see the cocktail bar that we all saw in the very beginning of the episode. The tinted glass doors have been shattered, and inside you can see bodies. Over a dozen different humans slashed open, their blood painting the place. I'd like each of you to make a rouse check as you approach this scene covered in vitae.
I'm good.
And I think it's a fail for Serge, so despite having just killed something, the beast...
No more, because I was not satisfied.
No.
It was just mortal blood. It was just plain, everyday, undergraduate mortal blood.
Just another Chad.
It was just another fucking Chad.
God, too many Chads in the world.
Nah, there's one less now.
Sirens are getting closer and closer, so you know that you will be removed from the scene as soon as the police arrive. Mm-hmm. But for now, whatever mortals are in the area have moved a few blocks away. They've run from the danger. There doesn't seem to be any kindred around either, but you're not sure. At the moment, things are still.
So I'm gonna gesture to Serge to kind of like follow suit, and I'm just gonna go stand with the masses at this point who are being the
You totally have the chance to go in without any of the masses seeing. They're a few blocks away, but only for a short amount of time. If you
so they're not there yet.
Yeah, if you wanted to go into the bar to look around, the police have not arrived.
Which bar is this?
This is like a cocktail bar downtown.
Somewhere I haven't been before.
Yeah, it's a few blocks off of State Street, not far from the Bank of America.
It's one of those places, Irene, that if you have to ask for it by name, you really don't get to go there. I sound like a total asshole because Troy has made me that. God damn it.
We'll discuss the Troyisms later. Right now, we need to go figure out what the hell's going on. So let's go. Let's try to get in there as soon as we can, and then sneak back out before the ambulance gets there. So
Not long now. You go in though.
Going in.
The blood overpowers you, and Serge, again, the beast just growls in your throat. You're much older than Serge is by many decades.
Yeah, I am 89 years old.
And he's like 5?
Maybe 5.
As a vampire, at least.
Just control yourself, okay? It's okay. We will get you taken care of, but for now...
I've got this.
It's an interesting pairing here, too, because your compulsion to feed upon your grandsire only came about because of the woman standing next to you tonight.
In a lot of ways, you're my mentor in that.
Like your adopted sire?
Yes, like my adopted,
I don't think it's a good
much
thing.
more violent sire.
I feel like maybe it's not a healthy relationship.
What are you doing? You
Serge has never had a healthy relationship.
And Irene honestly loves being a teacher, so she will take it where she can get it.
Yeah.
Because she often feels unheard because she doesn't have anybody around to listen to her. So,
the pair of you step into the bloodied cocktail bar. There are about a dozen different human bodies literally splattered around the room. What do you do?
I want to observe the scenery and see if I can recognize any signs of like how they were killed, were their hearts ripped out, what's going on.
I think my eyes flash as I see the unseen, which is, I don't believe, a rouse check. Those basic Auspex powers are not a rouse check.
I think it's free.
And he's just looking around to make sure there's nothing unseen left here while Irene clears and tries to investigate.
All right. Wits and investigation, I think, is appropriate. And for that would be wits and auspex for Surge, please. So,
Can we do wits and awareness? Just trying to look around and see like how they.
well, it feels like you're investigating. Awareness is kind of more like a spot.
Okay.
Investigate's more
I
of
don't
a
have
search.
any investigation, so that wouldn't be beneficial to me at all.
Make an awareness then. We'll
Okay.
see what happens. The difficulty will be harder.
So-
You'll need more successes with an awareness check.
I have 3 successes plus a critical on a hunger die.
Do you have 2 criticals?
I have 2 criticals.
And one of them is on a hunger die.
Oh,
No, I
that's
have
not a
3
critical,
critical.
though.
Oh, that isn't?
That's
Okay,
just a
sorry.
Success.
Looking over the edge, it looked like a critical.
But you have 2 criticals.
I have 2 criticals and 2 successes.
So 2 criticals counts as 4 successes.
Oh, nice.
For a
Okay.
total of 6 successes. Critical success on your sensing the unseen. Wonderful.
All right.
Irene. Nothing.
Everything fails.
So, luckily nothing bad happens. It's just that nothing happens. You're looking around.
Just a lot of blood, I guess.
So you're kind of examining, just kind of slowly, but quickly, surely, making sure you examine the entire area. Serge, what does it look like when you sense the unseen?
I think I get a very sort of pensive look on, and it's like a lot like it's a little bit like when I would focus like on leaving myself when I would act. Or
Your blue steel?
a little bit like Blue Steel. But I think it's a little more, and then there's there's almost kind of a transcendent look, because it's like you're sort of piercing you're not just seeing what's not there, you're imaginally seeing what's not there, is how Troy taught me to do it.
So you almost begin to imagine a veil on this world that as the rain starts to soften outside and the wind slows a little bit, it stops blowing as much, and you can see spirits rising up from the ground, tied to the bodies that they once belonged to. These human men and women, now ghosts, wailing and crying. Their screams fill your ears. I'd like you to roll Resolve plus Auspex.
Resolve plus Auspex.
The Resolve being, can you withstand, and Auspex, of course, you're training in this sort of supernatural discipline.
That is 6 successes again.
Whoa! Another critical win! Surge is in his fucking element.
I just killed somebody.
I mean, the blood is moving through you at a pace that you probably shouldn't get used to. It could be bad. It could be bad. But the ghosts, their wailing almost overpowers you, and you're like, no, fuck that. Why would they overpower me? And as soon as you say that, they all turn and look at you. You can almost hear their half-hearted wails, like in and out. Maybe when one ear only, or halfway in. They know that you can perceive them.
Am I witnessing him having this like kind of like still moment with himself?
I almost feel like his ability to pull them into this reality, you hear like just in the air, like right next to you.
I'm gonna look around and I'm gonna notice that I don't see anything that I was investigating, and I'm gonna look over to Surge and see him just kind of like in his trance-like state, just like standing there and like kind of almost a
And
little
I'm
like
looking
horror.
at just each of the dead bodies, Because these people are standing over their bodies.
And you can see their legs, like the bottom, it's very genie-like. The bottom half becomes this misty kind of thing that's tied into the chest of their corpses.
And I feel like I look like I'm assessing a piece of art or sculpture.
Oh.
I'm gonna kind of like interject and just be like, we have to go because the sirens are starting to get louder and louder.
We should leave. You're right.
Before you go, can they say anything? Do you understand what's happening here?
You hear that one for sure.
Are they talking to you? Are they telling you what's going on?
They died violently. That's
Oh,
all
really?
I know, and all I need to know.
Okay, well, this doesn't look like... This sort of slaughter doesn't look vampire-made. That's all I have to say.
Are you certain?
Of course I'm not certain.
There's
but
more than one kind of vampire.
I guess you're right. Well, the kind of vampire that it could be, we definitely don't want that kind of vampire to be here in Albany.
I feel like we should go to court.
I'm gonna call Neil, but first we have to go.
Okay, we should go. We should go to the court building.
Okay, so let's head to the court, but as we're heading to the court, I'm gonna boop 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 call up Neil.
And I think I gesture towards the back. Since the ambulances are coming towards the front. Police are about to storm into the front.
Running through the building. Indeed, even with 0 successes, it's not hard to look at the bodies and be like, they weren't drained, they were mauled. They were torn apart. Their blood, yes, there should be more blood. I'm sure there was some consumption of it happening, but...
It was more like a slaughter fest
bestial,
than anything.
yeah. You know, the two of you make your escape through the back of the building into the alleys that move in between the blocks of downtown Albany. Underneath the city, Mimi has finished her rage.
We should go. I don't
Can I follow the tracks at all? Which also, I have not mentioned the fact that there are wolf tracks mixed in. Like, just not going to say that out loud.
I have not bothered looking because
You can.
All right.
You see which direction they went in, and you know that it probably leads to a manhole.
where are you going?
After the tracks.
Okay.
I'm not just like leaving without you.
Okay.
But come on.
Yes.
Let's go. Where does it take? Where does it come out?
Not far from here.
Oh.
You're probably at the southern tip of downtown. I would probably say 4 blocks north and 2 blocks east of the cocktail
Do
bar.
we hear any of the screaming?
By this point, it's mostly sirens. The few people that are out and about are kind of rushing with their umbrellas. You see a few people nervously standing at the bus stop. Luckily, the two of you came out in an alley, so a very shadowy one. So no one has noticed that you stepped out of the sewers, nor that Mimi looks horrific. Just in general, as a person, she's that ugly.
I know. Okay,
Nothing personal.
I will obfuscate. But before I obfuscate, I'm assuming my phone buzzes.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah, both of ours do, right?
Indeed. You have missed a call,
A text.
a text from Serge, and you have missed 2 texts from Quincy, your wife.
Right.
The first one reads, about 30 minutes ago, Margot, can you come pick me up? The second one reads, where are you? 2 question marks.
Sorry, stuck underground. Where are you?
Nothing back.
Serge, what did you text me?
I think I sent you. There's 2 images,
Yeah.
both from the balcony, looking out at the direction that towards the cocktail bar, and all the commotion.
Mm-hmm.
And one just says screams, like written on the image, and then one just says sirens
So you compose
written on the image.
Oh my god.
It only takes
I'm
a
gonna-
moment.
If she doesn't respond within like 30 seconds, I'm just gonna call her.
Okay.
And then I say, what's going on in a normal text. In a script font.
The number you were dialing is no longer in service. Please check the number again, or try something else.
I'm
That's not
Why
how
would
the
it?
message goes.
I'm actually going to attempt calling Serge because texting, I'm flustered. So
Sure.
I'll call you.
I answer with an insane sense of calm.
Serge, what's going on?
That bar, the one that doesn't have a name?
The one in your picture?
Yeah, there's a lot of dead people there.
A lot?
There's a lot of violently dead people there, Mimi.
Where are you?
I don't know. Irene, where are we?
You're with Irene?
Walking to the court.
Why is Irene in the city?
We're going to court.
Here, do you mind?
Wait,
Yeah.
are you talking to Neil?
Put them on speakerphone.
You're both on the phone. So
I have two phones in my hand.
Come on, speakerphone. Oh, what's going on?
I don't know. Apparently there's a slaughter at a bar.
Hello?
Irene?
Irene, are you there?
Can we also hear this? Just kidding.
Neil?
This is Mimi.
Mimi? Neil?
Put everyone on speakerphone. It'd be great.
What's going on? Are you alright? Where are you at?
I'm in the city. Can you turn around? I don't know where you went. Where are you?
What? I'm at home. Where are you?
I know where you are, Neil, and I know who you were talking to. This isn't about trust. This is about whatever's happening. We need to figure it out. There was just a mass murder in a very fancy cocktail bar.
Is she talking to that Sabbat guy?
What? Who are you talking to?
What is going
Neil,
on?
turn around and meet me at court.
I'm gonna need a roll for this. Charisma and
Subterfuge.
love.
Oh, if only that was
Is there a
that.
lot?
No.
No, you can do I would say it's leadership,
Leadership?
which you probably don't have.
Or intimidation.
Intimidation.
Love is a kind of intimidation.
It totally is. That's the love language I speak.
Important life lessons you learn playing vampire. Love is a kind of intimidation.
The other option.
Fives. No, add a die. Add a die to this because of your relationship. I'm thinking of different editions.
Basically, I'm telling Neil, listen, I don't care. I mean, I do care where you are and where you have been. It doesn't matter that I know where you have been. What matters now is I need you to come back to court immediately.
What are you spying on me, love?
I'm not answering that.
No, I don't blame you. Yeah, I don't know. Fuck that guy.
Ooh, 1, 2. Oh.
That's a messy crit!
Messy crit?
And it counts as 4 successes.
Messy successes.
Messy crit. So,
With a heated love and passion, I tell him, Neil, if you don't come to court, we will have something to talk about later. And you won't like it.
This is all on speakerphone.
Oh yeah,
They're going like,
what the
Mimi's
fuck
like-
is going on?
messy crits are so fucking hard sometimes. Because they're supposed to be masquerade breaking.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, I think the way that Simple have handled it is if you get a messy crit on a thing that is not particularly showy, it's like you're becoming incredibly angry, but it'll like the actual messy crit will like appear like when it's actually like dramatically appropriate.
So there's a
It's
portion
like
of you.
yeah.
Yeah, there's a portion of you that the beast has taken control
So
of.
my eyes get a little beady and my features get a little bit more pointed
Yes.
and my voice gets a little higher. And from Neil's exposure to me over the years, he knows exactly what this tone of voice is and he understands the importance of it.
But after you hang up and he says, well, of course, love, I'm on my way. You hang up and it's like, was that too much? Is that the nail in the coffin that will drive Neil away? And is that what I want?
Yeah, we can.
Or is that what I want?
Or is that what we want?
You know, I mean, your relationship is not, didn't we already say this? Not healthy, not that great. But there's a love between the two of you.
Our relationship has a very Tom and Jerry cat and mouse kind of feel to it. So
And you take turns.
I can
playing with
imagine
cards.
at this point I am playing the cat and he is the mouse.
Okay, I love all of this, but I'm like out of patience, and I would well, not as me personally, my character.
Margo.
And she's gonna try and track if she can the boot prints like out of the sewer.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, she is following them.
Fine.
Yes.
So
I think I just tell maybe we're going to court.
So in a matter of a moment, I mean, but you're on the surface level now.
Yeah.
With the rain,
Oh.
is there any kind of dirt or muck
Can
from
I,
the sewers is washed away?
I still don't really understand what's going on.
I don't either, but they're going to court. But Ria's not. I turn it off. This is hopeless. Whatever's going on, they're going to court.
Drama.
Ria's not there. We're
Oh.
how far away from court?
Blocks away.
I'm gonna go to court and see what's going on with Serge and with Irene. I guess it sounds like freaking British dude's gonna be there too. So
We should be careful.
He's something.
Whoever did that to Jaskin, they're in the area. They're very close by, and I don't know what they look like. Can I just like roll an insight check to kind of like get the feel of like the street?
You don't need to roll for it.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, things are.
So it would be insight plus what?
Yeah, no need to roll.
Oh, I don't need to roll.
Being around and the streets are emptying fast, and it's Friday night in downtown Albany. Like these, while these bars are not normally like packed or anything, there's usually people. They're usually not running away. At least not this early in the night.
Can I try and like figure out which direction they're running away from?
Yes, that would be the northeastern portion of downtown Albany. The court, is not far from where.
Fine. Maybe we can find someone to help us there. But I prefer to keep a lower profile.
I'm just gonna unseen passage myself.
Yeah, I figured.
As soon as she says that.
And I'm gonna try and be stealthy about this. Should I roll for it?
Go for it.
Oh goodness, it was a success. Okay.
Nice. Your hunger does not go up
So that
Still
would
hungry.
be.
as Mimi steps into the shadows and disappears from sight.
That is. Oh, that one's crooked. That's 4.
Dex plus stealth? Subterfuge. No, stealth.
Did I roll enough dice? I would do 1, 2, 3, 4.
Stealth.
I did not. I did roll more. 1 success. Yeah, no, I'm not very.
You feel very obvious. Wandering around.
Thank you.
It's
I have a
little
ridiculously high dexterity and stealth, and I'm very annoyed by it.
Now I have a question for Margot.
Yes.
Well, for Mallory playing Margot.
Yes.
Where is your familius?
So usually I carry it in like a leather satchel, but now right now at the moment I have it in like a backpack on my back.
So he is in your backpack,
Yes.
unmoving.
Lucky, thankfully, does not need to breathe.
Lucky. Yes.
And is very patient and likes to take very long naps. So, really, honestly, the best kind.
Okay, great. It doesn't take long for you to get to State Street. We live in New York. Downtown's quite big, but downtown Albany, on the other hand, is quite small. You can walk across it in a matter of maybe 10 minutes. Or do you wait outside?
I don't know.
Are you waiting for these?
Yeah, I believe we would be waiting outside, and at the same time, I'm also like, I don't know if this is possible, but like calling my familius to me.
It is possible. You begin drawing Finn back to you through the blood. You don't know when she will come, but eventually she should arrive back somewhere to you like a tracking beacon.
Okay.
The lights are on inside the bank, and you see on the outside there's like a red like roof covered area that kind of comes out onto the sidewalk.
An awning.
Awning. There's a red awning.
It happens to all of us, let's be honest.
in front of these like brass old spinning doors. And you can see a blood print on the front of these spinning doors as you stand outside. Just a hand.
I think we should wait for the others until we walk into the building. This seems like probably a trap of some sort. Also, we are very aware that both Prince Rhea, and the sheriff are in New York at this time, so the bank is not open at these hours. Let's wait for the others to join.
I take pictures and send them to Mimi without commentary.
Mimi, have you secured Serge's phone? Oh, okay. I did ask the
He's
question.
a little text happy, as you may have noticed.
Mhm.
It seemed like a good idea.
I'm 23.
It seemed smart given the
So,
circumstances.
had not you have already gotten access to his phone, these pictures probably would have been picked up by the NSA. Just straight up.
Oh yeah.
The government would have noticed it, would have gone, oh, vampire activity, because they know.
I mean, technically, I should be trying to stop all this as a Nosferatu, but
Your boss in New York gave you a lot of shit about your techie ways.
But Prince Rhea likes to use their phone,
She
and
does.
things are a little different here in Albany, so I try and just keep a handle on it.
Okay, great. So, as the two of you are a few blocks away, you get these pictures. Something's going on at the bank.
But I'm obfuscated, so I do not show you, but we keep going.
Mm-hmm.
You can still talk to me.
Yeah, okay. So Serge is texting me photos of bloody handprints on court.
It's not long. 2 minutes later, they both walk up quickly.
I'll unobfuscate.
Hello, Mimi, and you are?
Margot.
You don't know her? She's one of yours.
Thanks.
I extend my hand. It's just like, we've not had the pleasure.
We did meet. Oh, when was that? December, briefly?
Did we? I'm
think-
so sorry.
That's
I feel like that was BT times for him. Unfortunately, he wouldn't remember those times.
BT?
Before his boyfriend.
No, definitely
No,
not.
Troy was there.
Troy was there.
He was there.
Yeah,
Troy's
no.
my sire. There was no before Troy time.
Which, is Troy around?
There may be after Troy time.
Is Troy around? Wait, what?
I guess BT as in before Troy ghosted.
Left.
Well,
That was
I'm
before
Irene.
Christine.
and you are a fellow gangrel, says
Yes.
Mimi, which I also obviously can probably tell.
Mhm.
You haven't been to any of the gangrel meetings at the Quimmen Reservoir.
No.
Why?
But I prefer to keep to myself, which I think is honestly the greatest of the gangrel traditions.
Yeah, there are just so few of us here in Albany. I feel like I've been here for so long.
I mean,
feel like
Sheriff
I've met
Nick
everybody.
is a gangrel. I'm sure you two, I'm sure he's a great conversationalist once you get to meet him.
Who are you saying?
Sheriff Nick?
Oh, Sheriff Nick. Yes, City Boy.
No,
Yes, we
I've-
have met.
Met him, and he's not a great conversationalist.
That was the joke.
He is a great conversationalist as long as the conversation is veered towards the prince. Other than that, I
know.
have nothing to say about
He's a
City
good
Boy.
little lapdog, isn't he?
Ow.
Yeah. Well, there are bigger things at hand at this point, other than talking about our clansmates. Prince Rhea is in New York, as well as the sheriff.
I heard they have
Supposedly, the lights are on the
great
big
timing.
The bank is closed, however, it seems like court is open, so
Is your boyfriend coming?
Your boyfriend?
yes, Neil should be on his way. I know you.
Adorable. Is he useful, or is he just gonna like fall all over the place?
You met Neil.
I did meet Neil.
We've all met.
Would I recognize the name?
Totally.
I feel
Oh,
like
yeah.
Neil has made
Blood
his
bag
presence
boy.
a little bit more than I have these past couple of months. Yes, he should be on his way. He is a little bit of a hellfire, so take whatever he says with a faint of heart, and just know that I have him under control.
Do you? And you're on our side.
Yes.
Do you just trust everyone?
Yes!
Okay, I
You
feel
guys are nuts!
Irene was essential in the destruction of
I have
Christine's
you know
house.
that I have avoided all of these people for many years, and I agree wholeheartedly.
Yes,
You're
Christine
new,
is
but
gone. That threat is over, but I have a feeling a new threat is on the horizon. And the sun is coming up.
On the horizon, as far as I can tell from Serge's text, the new threat is here.
Yes.
Also, there's a bloody handprint on that door.
Oh, also,
Yep.
someone ate Jaskin, FYI.
So, who wants to go first?
Wait.
There's a back entrance. Let's use that.
Someone.
There is not a back entrance to the
I
main
used it
floor.
the last time I came here.
Yep.
Well, please
Someone
lead
ate
the way.
Jaskin?
Well, someone.
Yeah,
how
no. Do we
many
want to do exposition
people?
first?
Yeah.
Alright, someone ate Jaskin. We found his dead body. It's
What?
pretty gruesome.
Yeah, it's not good.
No.
Wait, Jaskin was your
Not primogen.
not quite primogen?
He was a heartbeat.
I've only
wasn't
heard good things, and I've only gotten messages from his rats.
Yeah.
He was one of the 3 oldest people, kindred, in the capital district, and 2 of those people are now dead. Christine, and then Jaskin, and after him is Sarge.
Alright, well. We could stay here talking until they notice us and kill us all. Or we could try and sneak inside and see what's going on.
Before we do that, can you give me some more lowdown about Jaskin? Like, what happened?
As far as we can tell,
I'm gonna try texting Quincy
Someone-
again. Do I get any response?
or someone's went down into the sewer
No.
and diabolized him, essentially. Drained him. The rats weren't happy.
Did you talk to the rats? Do you need help talking to the rats?
Margot spoke to the rats.
Alright, we need to get out of here.
Why? Because I'm rolling things?
No, because we've been standing on the middle of the street. or
Yelling
bedroom.
about eating people. Which
Uh-huh.
is really...
3 successes.
We're
All right.
going back.
Who has the highest awareness?
I have 1.
3, 1,
I have 2.
2.
3.
Yeah.
Surge and Mimi both roll 1 die. Tell me if it's 6 or higher.
Yes.
Yes.
Both of you spot a falcon, some sort of bird of prey, gliding
hawk?
across the skies above you. Just no sound issues from it. You look up, there's something moving.
Do I see them look up?
Yeah, I would... Irene. Nature.
Does that look familiar
Oh,
to me?
I see them look up, and I look
know,
at
there
the
are a lot of
hawk,
birds
and then I pull
in the sky,
out
aren't
the
there?
feather in my jacket, and I look at the feather, and then I look at the hawk.
You note that the end of this feather is a red tip. It could be a red-tailed hawk above in the skies.
Guys?
This is definitely a hawk. This is me out of character. This is definitely a hawk and not an owl.
Yes.
They shouldn't be out at night. They're not nocturnal.
They shouldn't be in Albany to begin with.
And it's not familiar to you, Martha.
Well, it sounds like we might need to make our way inside. I think someone is waiting for us.
We just walk directly in.
Mimi's right. We should go through the back. Or sorry, Margot's right. We should go through the back.
All right, Margot,
I mean,
lead the way.
I think they might be expecting that already. Can anyone shoot that? I'm gonna just take out my gun
No.
and shoot it down.
Honestly, I feel like if they know we're here already with this hawk, going
I
through that
know.
door might be a little offensive.
It is raining a little bit, also.
So I
You
can't
can try.
Can I try?
You can try for sure.
I know. I feel dumb, but like, if the hawk can't report back, then they don't know. I mean, the logic.
So you pull out your gun.
which won't be loud at all.
This is why I had to give a warning at the top of the episode.
I am sorry.
Upstate New York.
4
They
dexterity.
have guns up there.
2 firearms.
Freaking crazy.
This is America.
6.
People got guns.
Alright, now you think me feel bad because of me guns.
Hey, shoot this hawk. You know that you can probably guess that this hawk is an undead
Alright, that
familiar.
is 1 success. My
Oh.
god. I cannot roll anything.
Bang!
Oh wait, no, I'm gonna do 3. I'm gonna reroll willpower.
You can always use use a willpower to reroll up to 3 non-hunger dice.
Alright. Okay, that is 2 successes.
2 successes. 1, 2, 3, 4. You hit.
Damn.
And this blast just goes out in the middle of downtown Albany. Like,
I mean, there
It's a lot.
were already murders going on. Let's be real.
There have been things going on, but gunshots.
Not a gunshot.
For one thing, the bird, you clip its wing, and it just kind of like curves off on top of a roof,
Good enough for me. Let's run now. Back of the bank.
going around through the back of the bank.
Try and be stealthy. I guess.
okay.
Stealth checks all around, please. The doors
Going
are unlocked.
Stealth and dexterity.
Yes,
and
dex and
No.
stealth.
All right.
Can I obfuscate again?
If you rouse
See?
it,
Yep, I'm browsing. And I'm hungry.
That was actually cocked.
Oh, it's cocked. Okay, so
Oh, do you want
reroll.
to?
re-rouse.
You said rouse and stealth.
Only
So
for
cool.
her. She's
No,
obfuscated.
not hungry.
Okay.
Alright, so
okay.
2 and
3.
then plus
3 successes.
1.
Still
One
feeling
success.
good, Serge.
What?
But I also
Good.
am silence of deathing, so.
Add a die. Roll another one real quick.
Dexterity 4.
Okay, 2 successes.
2 successes. 3 successes.
Oh, I cannot roll anything for. I'm gonna spend another willpower.
Spend it. Shift it.
All right, that is 4 successes.
4 successes. 2, 3, 4. Obfuscate.
Yep, unseen.
Well. The coterie manages to sneak into the back of the bank silently and unnoticed. As you come up into the lobby proper, it's a view you're not normally used to. When you enter into court, normally Prince Rhea, this stately-looking young woman, is seated in the waiting room chairs that have been pulled out onto the marbled floor of the gilded bank hall. She normally sits and waits, and as you enter, she stands and greets you cordially. Prince Rhea has been nothing but respectful of all of your time and your presence. Even Margot, to an extent. Coming in from behind, it's almost exactly the same. The chair set up in the middle of the hall. Extra chairs around for guests, honored members of court. But everything's taken. The forms in these chairs are mostly unfamiliar, and the decorations that have been hung and splayed across the walls and columns are definitely new. Blood, skin, and organs decorate the marbled interior of this bank. For all of you, there's nothing familiar about this scene besides the scent of blood and gore and viscera. But Marco, you see a red-headed woman in the prince's chair. Something about you'd recognize the back of this head anywhere.
Of course.
Your sister, Veronica, has taken the throne of Albany. But the 4 of you are unnoticed and unseen for the moment at the Bank of America on State Street in downtown Albany. And that's where we're going to take our break. Thank you for sticking with us so far, dear viewers. We shall return in a mere 10 to 15 minutes. Please stick around. And welcome back to Albany by Night, episode 4, Veronica. Speaking of Veronica,
Yeah, no. Huh.
the red-headed wolf woman is seated in a gray chair, armchair.
I would like to do an insight check on her. I want to see. First of all, some background. When we were basically trapped with our sire together, did she seem like the kind of person who would do this, or has she been like further like twisted?
How many siblings did you have in your original pack?
3 plus me.
4 women altogether. You, Veronica, and 2 others. Out of the other 3, Veronica took to the Sabbat lifestyle like a fish to water. She absorbed blood like some sort of piranha plant. This is normal Veronica, as far as you're concerned.
Great.
It's not normal Albany,
No.
but your sister's the same as ever.
All right. Are we in like immediate like danger of being spotted?
No, any loud noises? I got a 2 on my perception, so Irene, if she makes any wrong moves, could alert everyone to your group's presence. However, you have quietus on. You're quiet.
Quietus? Yes.
Quietus is older edition.
It's silence of death.
Yeah.
Yes.
So even if you like stumbled and fell, no one would hear you.
It would be like feather-weighted.
It's literally exactly what you need to help this stealth issue. You feel safe.
Okay.
Behind the counters, there's even like a bulletproof glass in between you and the rest of the wall.
I'm gonna try to T9 Neil because I have a feeling Neil
Your phone is on silent, right?
Yeah.
And she's got that silence of death. So she would literally have to like turn on her phone, open Spotify, and put it on full volume.
And I don't think your phone has buttons.
I'm gonna T9 Neil and describe the back entrance and tell him to please be as quiet as he can.
Okay.
I know that will be difficult for Neil, so I'm gonna tell him how we came in though, and tell him like we are flying under the radar. This is the entrance. Please be as quiet as you can.
Okay.
I'm gonna reach into my backpack and pull out Lucky. I think
what is Lucky, for those of us who don't know?
Lucky is a giant, fluffy, undead raccoon. He's my familiar. He has very clearly been hit by a car at least once. And he's gorgeous. I don't know why you're making those faces and noises.
I shouldn't whisper with a mic in the room.
No.
I don't think he's gorgeous.
You can at least stage whisper. Alright. But yeah, I think we need a distraction. We could do sprinklers, or we could...
A distraction?
Distractions. Lure a few out, that way we don't have to fight all of them at once.
You're also invisible.
Yes, no, I will tap you and go, I'm on it. I'm assuming, having worked with Rhea enough, I know where the security center
Sure,
is.
she's an intro through and through.
So
Any
I'm-
Nosferatu that comes around and offers aid, she'll take.
So I'm going to head for security area to try to create some sort of distraction.
I'm also going to scan the crowd and see if that gentleman that was talking to Neil in the opening scene is within the crowd.
He's not.
Okay.
Veronica, who only Margot knows her by name, this red-headed, very young
Yeah, I
woman.
also have not mentioned to the group, that's my sister. Yeah, no.
Why?
Why?
Why not?
Oh, I did dumb.
There are, I would say, 4 other K-Knights in the room with you. These are not vampires who use the term kindred. They don't believe that any of you are kindred to them. At the moment, they're talking, laughing. Did you see the look on that guy's face? It was hilarious.
I could send Lucky in, try and draw one or two.
I'm gone.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
You can try to talk to me, but
All right. Well, I whisper, but like you can't do it with the mics. We could try and lure a few out. Try and make it easier.
I hold up my hand and just like, give Mimi a moment. Just give Mimi a moment.
Okay. I don't know what Mimi is doing. Mimi is a poor communicator.
Okay, Mimi.
so
You're behind the counters, still around behind the bulletproof glass, moving through the teller kind of portion of this bank. Through another set of double doors, unlocked. The place is left generally free for the prince to make her way around. This you know, despite having only been in the city for a few months, maybe 2 months. Make your way through to security and the security camera portion. Small room, very similar to what we saw earlier where the human woman Quincy was watching Albany's CCTV. What do you do?
I like the idea of sprinkler system. I would like to try to set off the sprinkler system.
Go to the main hub computer and begin typing. Her
Do I need to?
clawed fingernails clattering away on the keyboard. Yes. Wits and
Technology?
technology.
Yeah, I was gonna
Oh
say.
my
I was gonna say computers, but technology.
Yeah, no. Okay, so
I think you've got this. I
Well,
believe in you.
we gotta hope.
It's hard to do this in my left hand.
You're doing a great job.
Thank you.
Okay, that's
You're not making it look too
That was two
There's two.
successes.
Do I do whip?
Two
You
successes.
can use a burn out
Yeah,
willpower.
yeah. I think I am
Or
gonna burn.
Well, I mean, to trigger a sprinkler system, how hard could that be?
But to trigger a sprinkler system,
Without making it look like it was done on purpose.
yeah, I think I'd rather
Okay.
spend a willpower and
Alright.
roll 3.
Because you're right. It's not that hard. But hiding your trail.
So that was 2 more successes.
So
4 successes in total.
Yeah.
Great. You have opened up a quiet channel as you're typing into this thing, and you begin hacking the computer. You're turning on the sprinkler system, just water pouring out.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of blood and flesh around, so I've got to think it'll disturb some of the decoration also, which was part of my thought process, is that there might start being like falling blood, falling body parts, because they're all,
Great.
yeah.
As you the sprinkler system, the entire bank turns on. The 3 of you are doused in water falling from the ceilings. The 5 vampires or canites in the main hall of the bank stand up. What? And they begin almost sliding around the chamber, the wet viscera on the ground, creating difficult terrain.
Oh, good.
What are the rest of you doing?
I'm going to once again peer into that group and make sure there's nothing there we're not seeing. No
Sense the unseen.
spirits, no invisible vampires.
Wits plus aspects, please.
Yeah.
What did you get?
It's a 2, but I'm going to spend some willpower.
Is it because I gasped?
I have set a trend, I think.
No, I think
It's the second half.
I
It's
can't
time to
do
start
worse.
spending all your willpower.
It comes
so that's
back.
3 successes.
3 successes.
Yeah.
Not enough.
Do I see Mimi?
I'm behind a door.
You
You
know
know it's
that
here.
someone has passed through this building. Someone in this building is unseen. It could be Mimi.
Question.
Yes.
The sprinklers are currently off. If someone was invisible, wouldn't we see the water hitting them?
Potentially.
Okay.
Yes.
If you were looking for it.
Still, no, it's hard to tell. The water hitting your forehead, it's interfering.
Meanwhile, okay, so how are, what are the vampires currently doing? How are they taking this?
They're standing up, looking around. And then Veronica shouts, "Go check out the security office." And two of them
Okay.
burst through the doors, leading to the back of the tellers. The three of you are kind of hiding behind a counter. They turn to their left. You are on their right. Mimi, you're where they're headed.
I am where they're headed. I am going to turn off quickly what I've done, and then I'm still obfuscating and have silence of death, so I'm going to try and just duck out of the way of where they're going.
So they run in. There's a sprinklers. And they see the electrical equipment beginning to short out as the water has been pouring on it. You were able to just turn off the sprinkler system real quick before the electrical equipment began to die. They look around, and one of them just kind of like starts doing this.
Such a pain.
While that's happening, I think we should attack.
Yeah, I've got a couple of them distracted.
How many successes did we roll an obfuscate?
We did not roll an obfuscate because unseen passage is just a rouse. But I can roll an obfuscate.
Wits plus obfuscate.
Okie dokie.
You're gonna need 2 successes, my friend.
Okay. Well,
2 successes.
let's see what happens. Can always spend more willpower.
Remember, left hand.
I know, but I needed to snap.
So that's 3 successes and 2 are critical, 1 on a hunger die?
Okay, you had 2 critical successes,
Yes.
and you had a 1 on a hunger die.
No, one of my criticals was on a hunger die.
That's a messy crit, baby!
Okay.
So the beast takes control. Yes, you maintain obfuscation. These 2 male Canaanites looking around, one of them focusing. He almost looks up to where you are. You know he doesn't see you. He looks right through you. But something inside of you compels you to be messy.
Well, so...
To be wicked. What do you do?
I mean, I think ideally I would love to stay hidden, but I feel like that is not going to happen right now. So,
It is a messy crit. Tell me what the beast compels you to do.
I mean, the beast would compel me to just run right at him and run. Well,
How many hunger do you have?
There's
I have 2 hunger. Oh,
Not enough to completely lose control, but not enough to stay
how are they
sober.
standing? Is one of them more in the room than the other?
Yes, the one that was concentrating is in the center of the room.
Shit. Okay, so what I'm going to try to do is push the one nearest the door out and slam the door closed. So it's just me and the one in the center of the room.
And then?
And then I might as well try to eat him. I mean, why not?
Okay, let's...
Get one guy down. 1-on-1 is easy to handle.
We're going to start strength and athletics.
Yep.
Push, it's going to be one roll. Push the guy out, grab the other guy.
Yep.
Add a die because you are obfuscated. That's with an extra?
So that is, oh god, that's 1 success. I'll spend a willpower.
Spend it.
You can't roll.
You
can't,
roll
okay.
hunger die.
No hunger, up to 3 non-hunger dice.
Okay, 2 successes.
Only 2.
Yeah.
One, 2. Okay. You push this guy, and then you go to slam the door. They both run into each other. The guy and the door. Nothing shuts. You all hear this commotion from the room, but before you even noticed, you've turned around and you've jumped onto the other guy. Remove a hunger.
Oh, good. that was totally worth it.
But I need you to roll composure and resolve.
Okay. Any hint on what I'm going for?
This isn't just mortal blood. Ooh, it's rich and flavorful.
So 2 successes, but 1 is critical, and then I do have a fail on a hunger die.
That's fine. As
Okay.
long as you have successes, the failures don't count.
So I have 2. So I have a critical success and a regular success.
So,
3 successes.
2 10s.
1 10, 1 regular.
So that's just 2 successes.
Okay.
You need 2 10s for it to be a critical success. 1, 2. This guy can't push you off. The beast, your corpse-like arms and hands and claws have come around him, and you're sucking him dry. He tries to make a noise as the blood leaves his system. Roll again. Composure and resolve.
Okie dokie. Does that get rid of my other hunger?
It might.
Uh, 3 successes.
Aha! Okay, so before you're able to kill him and drain him completely, he manages to push you off. You are down to 1 hunger.
Okay.
Whatever you were at
I was
before.
at 2.
Perfect,
So
perfect.
great.
He pushes you off. The other one shouts, it's here! She's here! And the 3 of you see the rest of the vampires gathered in the bank stand up and make their way.
I wanna. You said there was 1 left and Veronica, or
Veronica, 1, and then 2 went inside.
I want to try and throw a knife at the one that is not Veronica.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Wait, you have
Dex.
a gun and a knife?
She does
Wow.
Dex and Athletics.
Woodsy woman.
We looked that up.
Yeah,
I know. I was like,
dodge
can I
for
have some
cover.
knife?
She does that.
It's
Very handy.
Got it. No roll.
All right. So
Follow.
it was dexterity.
What are you
and
doing?
athletics.
I'm just
And
dodging
athletics.
for cover.
Right?
Yes. I'm just checking I have the right dice.
So glad I can count on you, Serge.
That's gonna be 3 successes.
3 successes. So I'm gonna roll maybe like Dex and Stam. Or whatever it is.
I feel like it's. Oh, I was looking at this earlier.
Dex and Athletics. 1, 2. 1 success.
Okay.
What'd you get?
I had 3.
3. So that's gonna do 2 damage plus.
Is it? I don't know. I can look at the quick sheet if it's on there.
I don't think it's on the
Stabbing someone,
damage.
shooting someone, defending,
being stabbed.
waking up during the day. It's just gonna be 2 damage.
Okay.
2 superficial. //
Also, I want to am I still right next to them, or could I have just walked away
You could have moved.
that? Because I don't want it to be immediately obvious that they're not. They're also there.
Totally.
Because I'm gonna make a scene. So are we on a balcony over the thing?
We're on the same level, the same floor. There's bulletproof glass in between. You're in the behind the tellers portion of the gilded bank.
So I walk through the door, throw the knife. I'm gonna guess something solidly in the chest. Veronica.
And she looks at her minion, stabbed with the knife, and turns to you.
Turn that.
You're much more helpful at distracting people than Serge is.
Margot,
I know.
you're here.
Alright. What do you think you're doing, Veronica?
Well, we're taking Albany back. It's been long enough, right? She walks over to her guy and just pulls the knife out of him. Let's dance.
Sure. Fine. I pull another one of the knives.
Nice. So you move in, and the 2 of you begin
Actually, I'm not gonna do it because I have a terrible melee. So I'm gonna do feral weapons and then just put the claws out.
Oh,
Yeah.
little sister. What are the 2 of you doing?
I want to get to where they're sort of immersed in combat, and then get around to figure out sort of what all is going on and who all is here.
Okay.
Yeah, so how many people? So there are 5 total. 2 of them went towards the bank teller area.
Mimi's got them in the security room, 2 of them.
So there are 3. What are those 3 doing?
Veronica One is moving towards security. The other has a knife in her chest. That has just been pulled out.
Yeah, it's just been pulled out. Like a little squirt of blood.
I think I'm gonna try to move around towards security.
Alright, let's
Okay.
see. Roll.
Okay.
I'm
so-
actually gonna do like a pretty quick come back out through the back and then make my way towards the front.
So you begin making your way all the way around.
While I'm doing that, I'm calling Finn again. I'm checking where Neil is, and I'm going to produce feral whispers while I'm outside.
Very busy.
Are you summoning something else?
I'm summoning some bats.
Okay. That one I can do. So, Margot and Veronica have recognized each other. Margot's claws pop out, and Veronica and her begin to dance around one another. Serge has taken cover behind the teller's
And I'm
counter
trying to crawl
towards security.
To your security.
Is it rough terrain?
Thanks. Thanks, man.
No, but
No.
I don't want to I don't want to draw attention to myself.
The hall
I
is
will.
rough
I will
terrain.
break. I will break in 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Mimi, you're in the security room. You have managed to drain some blood from one of these vampires, but the two of them are there, ready to fight back.
I am no longer obfuscated.
And a third is on their way. Irene, charisma and animalism, please.
Animal can or animalism?
Animalism.
Okay.
We are summoning bats. Or maybe bat, depending on the roll.
Perfect. Jeez. Two successes.
That's enough for a singular bat to come fluttering down. At the same mo, Finn arrives.
Okay.
Should I be worried here?
Yes. You need to come to my aid immediately. We can talk about this Hassan character later. Get inside quickly and attack.
She- Through the swinging doors. The bat is there, hovering confusedly in front of you.
I'm going to also talk to the bat.
So
I'm going
I think this does. You have to,
Yeah, you have
do
to,
a rouse
rouse
check
check.
at this point.
Okay. I'm good.
Your hunger does not go up. Irene is very in control of her disciplines.
Also, I did the rouse check for the feral claws. I'm good too.
Sweet, sweet.
If it's possible, call upon other bats. If it's not possible, I need you to go into the bank and I need you to fuck the Sabbat's world up.
Okay.
It doesn't matter who it is, whatever Sabbat, just fuck their world up.
Manipulation and animal ken.
Okay.
Depending on it, maybe the bat will bring other bats. Maybe it will do its best to fuck shit up. As you say.
If I don't roll well with this roll, I might switch to the other die because maybe this one is just not doing it for me.
I don't think that's how it works.
No, sorry.
Not with my dice.
I think it's how it works.
I do have other sets of dice that are poorly balanced.
That one's definitely cocked.
Don't think that's the case here.
No, you can re-roll the.
This one?
Yeah. No, that one. It was cocked. It was caught on 2 dice.
Aha! Be nice.
So that was what, 5 successes? Wait, 5 successes.
5 successes. Okay. 3 more bats arrive. A small flock of them fly through the turnstile doors of the bank. With your help? Or are you waiting outside?
Probably whenever Finn goes in is whenever Finn pushes her nose through the turnstile, these bats swoop in with it, and it seems like they can only access Veronica or the 3 others who are still in the main area, because everybody else is
4 successes. So yeah, the bats enter the hall. Veronica and Margot are kind of going around each other. There's one person left that's kind of slipping, and as the bats swarm around this person, they easily keep them at bay. They're distracted, but not fucked up, not taken out of the situation. And in a matter of moments, they will be able to get the better hand.
And as Finn rolls in?
With the bats. Finn rolls in. What is Finn doing?
I commanded Finn to take down any Sabbat that she saw.
Okay.
Maybe she's working with the bats. She sees that this one Sabbat is distracted, so she's gonna go in for the kill.
Roll again.
Animalkin and charisma.
You're gonna need at least 3 successes.
Animalkin and charisma or manipulation?
Manipulation. To get anywhere with this, you're gonna need at least 3 successes.
Okay, I'm gonna roll again.
Willpower that bitch.
Up to 3.
Yep.
Damn.
Nothing.
I'm serious. I need to roll these.
1 success, huh?
Yeah.
So Finn is, it's a deadlock. These 4 bats and the Finnic fox Finn are fighting this singular vampire, and she's just, her claws have popped out, and she's slashing. 1 bat goes down. Slash again. Another bat goes down. She's slowly taking out your...
My bats? Okay.
Alright. Can I roll to hit Veronica, please?
Let's...
In the face?
Let me take off my jacket.
Okay.
It's getting real.
There's one way to take off the jacket.
Crack everything. She does the whole, like, I know kung fu thing.
You always were a bitch.
Ha! And you're a stupid hoe. She takes her dagger and just slashes down at you.
This is gonna be fun.
So you're rolling with your claws against. Let's do strength and melee.
Melee is with a weapon. This would be brawl.
Yes, perfect.
And I'm gonna... I can only reroll. I'm gonna use willpower to burn again. Reroll again.
We're getting low.
I know. That's 3 successes.
3 successes not enough.
Yeah.
The dagger just... There's a cut right across your chest, and it burns. This is not a normal wound. Her knife...
Wasn't she using mine?
She was. But the blood that was left on that knife from the vampire that you hit is acidic. It coats your skin and it burns. Mark 1 aggravated damage. That's an X on your health track. This is not something easily healed by a vampire. This is something that requires blood and time.
Okay.
You're so weak, Margot. So weak.
Living with the humans will do that, huh? Won't it? Won't it?
Are you sure I can't smash her head in? Just like a little...
You don't roll well enough.
Yeah.
So no. Me.
Shit.
Okay.
You were draining someone. You've got your hunger down. You're healed. I don't think you have any damage at the moment. He's able to just kind of push you off a little bit. You're standing right in front of one another. What do you do
And there's another guy behind him.
in the room?
The door's still open. I have some proficiency in grappling, which seems like a good idea. I would like to try and push him at his friend, both of them out the door.
Alley cat strike.
Yeah. So, what would I...
Strength and brawl.
That does make sense.
Because the grapple specialization is in the brawl skill, right?
Yes.
As an alley cat. I think that's where it came from. You remember alley cat strike?
So that's...
She spins the ball.
Ooh, that was all... So that was 6 successes, but it's actually 8 successes because I had 2 crits.
Messy crit, this is the 3rd one tonight.
No, it wasn't on my hunger. My hunger is just a regular success.
Okay. Critical success.
So, success on my hunger, and then regular successes on 3 of my die, and then the other 2 are crits.
So 8.
8.
Whoa.
That was super successful.
Oh yeah, no, she has no failed dice.
Yeah.
What do you want to happen here?
I was just hoping to like push them out of the way and get out of the room, but at this point, I would like to propel them up against whatever they can hopefully hit their heads or something. I want them hurt. You don't corner a Nosferatu.
She smashes them, and no, they that's 3 4s. Not good. 2 successes,
Okay.
but 3 4s is like, what the fuck? So they go sliding. The water from the sprinklers that you created have filled the floor. Serge, you're in the room, the back part. You've been moving towards security. They come towards you.
So there's actually, before I go through the door, what I want to do is have a premonition. I'm going to try to channel a premonition of what is the best thing I can do. And that may
Probably
be
not get hit by these
or
sliding.
it maybe just continue to crawl so that they go tumbling over me.
Interesting.
But
Let's
it
roll.
may be. So that's a resolve plus awe, or sorry,
To
resolve
force
plus
a premonition is resolve plus aspect.
Right. First, I have to rouse.
Yep.
Which does not work.
Your hunger goes up. Serge has been a bad boy tonight. Even murder can't
That wasn't
soothe
purpose.
his hungry beast.
That was a snap.
That is 1 success. So. And then there's a 1 on the hunger die, but it doesn't matter if there's a success, right?
Okay, I would like you to roll stamina.
Okay.
That's it. Athletics, if you have a dot, and you can roll athletics in addition. Stamina, athletics.
That's 2 successes.
2
So that's
successes.
3.
No, that's 3 successes, right?
Perfect. You are crawling along when they're coming, and you turn and put your body in a way that they hit you. It's not enough to damage you. You knew enough to like kind of constrict your muscles, and they go tumbling off of you, hitting their foreheads on the marble countertops and falling to the ground. They're undead. They are not knocked out or KO'd, but they've been lightly damaged.
Oh, good. And they're out of the way.
Huh? Are we up to who? Are we at Irene or Margot?
If it would be Irene, if we're going to buy some water every time.
Margot. Irene.
It's fine.
Irene
We're
is...
gangles. We all look the same.
No,
So
don't say that.
has Neil arrived yet? Because Irene
You're still outside.
sent her bats in,
Sent her
sent her
animals
fox in. Wondering if Neil is going to show up.
This motorcycle rides up. The bleached blonde skinny man in the pale leather, the black leather jacket pulls up. Oi! What's going on in there then?
Well, it seems like a Sabbat overhaul is going on in there. Neil, I know that we both are riding on the edge at this point, but we
We should leave. We should leave town tonight.
No, we shouldn't leave town tonight because
Well,
some
Irene, baby.
woman named Veronica is in there.
Yeah, but what do you care about
I
these people?
still owe debts to the Camarilla.
But we can ignore all of that now and leave. They'll never find you. I promise. They'll never find us. Sabbat,
They will
Camarilla.
find us. All of the times that I've been abducted by the Sabbat and then been saved by the Camarilla, they know everything about me. I'm indebted to the Camarilla at this point.
But they don't know everything about us.
Well,
pulls you
the
closer.
sentiments are sweet.
He nuzzles at your ear.
Neil, I need you right now. There's no more games.
Say it again.
No more games. I need you right now. Sabbat, Camarilla, all of that aside, can you please just trust me? Just this once.
Okay. Manipulation and persuasion. Add a die because
I would
you're-
much rather use subterfuge because I'm kind of like playing him a little bit.
Then don't add a die.
I'm
And
kind
use
of
subterfuge.
doing like a double, like kind of like a
Double agent sort of
kind
thing. Yeah, I mean, that's how you want him to be, a double agent, in a way. So yes, go ahead and roll manipulation and subterfuge. No extra dice. Normally, because of their relationship, she would get a bonus to persuading him. She's not trying to persuade him. She's lying to him.
Not necessarily lying. Well, I mean lying, but kind of in a...
Using him. She does not have his best interests at heart. She has her interests in mind.
That's true. It's very true.
It's not to say that she shouldn't. It's just the way it is. Huh.
Nice.
Fuck.
See, it is better that she use our die.
Okay, so that's 2 crits.
You've got willpower, I'm assuming, if you want.
I don't think she needs to.
2 crits, so that's 2, 4, 5, 6 successes. I'm just gonna go ahead and spend a willpower just cause. Cause why not?
And there is a combat going on.
8.
No, that's all successes. That's... Wait,
9?
2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 successes.
Holy shit.
So I'm subterfuging and manipulating the shit out of
Nail
right now.
is wrapped around your finger, honey.
Neil, if there's anything we need to do in our lifetime, which is infinite, in our world, which is now, you have to listen to me. Whoever's in there, the Sabbat, cannot defeat Albany. We have to get them out. We have to overthrow them. Because you know what, Neil? This realm, it could be ours. You could be looking at the future princes of Albany.
Prince. I've always wanted to try Baron. That'd be nice, right?
I know power is beyond us, but the power that we could hold could change the world as we know it.
The two of you are holding one another in the light drizzle that has come down. And he looks into your eyes, and you know, Irene, that this man, this Sabbat Simiche man, would do anything for you. Would go to hell and back. And would go to hell again. If you asked him to.
I'm not saying we have to live by the Camarilla path or life. That's not what I want either. I want what you want. I want to live a life of solitude. I want to live a life of not giving a fuck and not having to answer to anyone.
That is what I want. Solitude.
But for now, we have to fight for a cause to gain our freedom.
And
So fight with me, Neil.
There's a fire in his eyes as he looks into yours. And he grabs your face, just like right here, so all you can see are his eyes. And he kisses you. Hard and long. And he wrenches himself away and runs inside the building.
Smash cut to Margo getting her like face stomped into this.
I run after him.
Okay.
So we're going into the court.
I'm also supposed to roll initiative just so I know where to go next. I think we just did you before, so we're up to Mimi.
No, it was
back to Surge.
No,
back to Margo.
Yeah.
Okay. Veronica and Margo still fighting. She drops the knife. The acidic blood gone. Her claws come out.
Adorable.
She's your sister.
Rolling brawl.
Yeah.
I'm gonna rouse the blood. Add a die to this. She does not get any hunger. Which is great. She has no hunger at the moment.
Could I do that?
You can, definitely.
Yeah.
Any vampire can roll or make a rouse check.
I have a lot of die to roll right now.
So you make a rouse check, and either way, we'll add a die to your...
Alright, I succeed.
So you know hunger is gained, and you get to add a die to this. We're rolling strength plus brawl.
Yeah.
As the two siblings use their feral claws against one another.
Alright, that's 4 successes.
6.
I don't even think I have a chance, honestly.
She cuts into you. You got 4? So 2. I think it's only superficial damage. The claws only do superficial damage to vampires. They do aggravated damage to mortals, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Can't be half. That's not sheet.
I'm not I was meant to look at protean,
Thanks.
not animalism. Elemento P. Potence. Presence. Protean. Nope, that's obfuscate.
Yeah. Which did she do the rouse check for the feral weapons?
She did.
Okay.
Her generation is also higher than yours.
Oh yes. Alright. Only by 1.
So it causes aggravated health damage to mortals. So you take superficial damage. That's a slash.
Mm-hmm.
The first one was an X because of the acidic sort of thing. The second one on your health track is a slash.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to hurt as bad and will be healed back much more quickly as she slashes down. But that was 2 superficial damage actually. 2 slashes, not 2 X's. 1 slash, 1 slash.
I mean, it also adds a +2 to brawl damage. Are you counting that in also?
Yes, because superficial damage is always halved when vampires take it.
Yes, but it is not halved when feral weapons are used.
Oh, so take 2 more superficial damage.
Yeah, no. Okay, I'm at 1.
Ha ha ha! You're really weak.
Yeah, no.
There is slashes all over your body. Is that all you've got, Margot? Huh. What would Quincy say? Serge, what are you doing?
Can I see where Margot is from here?
You totally can see, like, if you, like, peer over the counter, you just had 2 kindred, like, fall over you and hit their heads. You can look over and see her and Veronica moving around each other.
I would like to have a premonition of what would help Margot.
Roll away. See what we can get. It's going to require at least 3 successes to be able to help her in this situation.
I'd like to rouse the blood first.
Do it. Fail. The hunger.
That is a messy crit.
Yes, it only could be.
As you...
Now, premonition is also up to you.
Yes.
Like the nature of it, I have things I want, but that does not...
You peer over the counter to see the 2 of them. This marbled, gilded hall covered in water and viscera and gore. These 2 women, while physically speaking, not appearing to be related. One a pale, white, red-headed woman. The other a pale, Asian American woman with dark black hair. Their movements mirror each other in a way that you can tell they are connected spiritually. Something about the way that they're moving around one another entrances you. It is a beauty of which you have never experienced. Roll a 10-sided, please.
It's a crit.
Great. You do nothing as you watch, entranced by their beauty. Because of the crit, you do nothing for 1 round, not longer. Thus, the Toreador curse continues. Mimi.
So I would like to unseen passage again, and I mean, and that makes me hungry.
What are we at?
Just 2, because I already ate. Can I see Neil yet?
Neil is running into the room. The 2 as you've kind of like pinballed these 2 K-nets.
So I think my first impulse was to go help Margot, but when I see Neil, I would actually like to...
With Irene closely behind.
Well, and they can't see me. I just want to try to sense the beast on him, because I do not trust him.
Interesting.
And I've never actually tried using Sense the Beast, but it's resolve and animalism versus composure and subterfuge.
Got it.
So I just don't trust him. And
He does not have any composure. Why would he? He's instinct and passion, unbridled and wild. And I'm dropping dice.
So that is 3 successes.
I have 2. So, I think that means A, yes, the beast lives within this vampire. That much is obvious.
Yes. I just want to sense his motives. Like, why?
Neil only has one hunger. He's not killed anytime soon. And nor does his beast crave murder, death. It wishes peace, safety, stability. These things you know that animals crave. All animals, human or not. Neil seems to be in touch with his humanity.
Okay.
Something of which most Sabbat, if not all of them, aren't.
Okay, that's information.
I think that's it.
That was mostly what I wanted to know. I just have not been particularly trusting him, and the fact that he's here could just be another Sabbat.
Sure.
Could just be someone else I need to get out of the way.
Sure. So you are invisible. You've moved back into the main, the teller.
I'm back in the main area, yeah.
Boo. I think we're back to Irene, as far as the order is going.
Right.
Irene, Margot, Serge, Mimi is what I have.
So Irene is
Following
flobbling
closely
in
behind Neil.
Behind Neil.
Who runs in. Ooh, he sees Margot and Veronica doing their dance. He sees other vampires moving behind the counter. He's going to go for them. They're not engaged by someone that he recognizes. I mean, you've seen him before. You met at the country club long ago, a few weeks ago. He knows who you are. He jumps for one of the kindred that have tripped over Surge. One success. They begin tussling. Nothing major. Irene, what do you do?
I'm going to recall upon the bats that are failing to.
They're fighting this woman in the hall. She's slipping on the bats, on the viscera, the wet ground, but she's managed to take down 2 of the bats. There are 3 bats. Two bats left, and Finn that is kind of.
So I'm gonna refocus their attention on their motive and say like, take her down, and I'm gonna basically call them back and just like focusing them on saying like, take this girl down.
Rouse check. I think this is as you're pushing them again. Another rouse check to get the blood to compel these creatures.
5, so I failed.
Your hunger goes up. What are you at now?
2.
Great.
I'm fine.
Irene's such a fucking baller when it comes to her beast.
Sorry.
She's the most out of the entire cast from all 4 episodes. I feel like Irene's the one whose hunger never fucking goes up.
This lady has been around since the 60s.
She's like the oldest fucking vampire in the coterie, besides Ekram.
She knows how to contain herself.
Got it. So your hunger does not go up.
No, it goes up.
Oh.
By 1.
Oh, it does go up by 1,
But I'm at 2.
Still. So
manageable.
manipulation an animal can to give these bats another chance to overcome this canite.
So what did you say?
Manip and animal can.
Okay. I've already spent 2 willpower this session. Let's see how many more I need to spend. Success. That was a 7. Bloop. 8, 9.
No, those don't count twice. Only if there's 2 of them.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes.
Still, that's pretty fucking great. I love vampire, y'all. I'm just dropping dice again. How many?
5.
3. The bat's like, she starts falling backwards into some nearby cubicles where lone officers do their thing, and she falls, and the bats just. And you see Finn and like jump up on top of her, just looks like a blood spurt against the gray felt cubicle wall.
Is there another move I can make, or that was my
I
move?
think that's it.
Okay.
So that's one of these vampires taken out. Veronica and you are still, and she's just.
I'm on my last leg.
And she, it seems to be fully in control of herself. Come on, Margot. Just wake up. We're taking back the city. Fall in line. Or get out of the fucking way.
Veronica, you didn't have to do this. You could have been something else.
Oh, yeah?
Turned out just like our sire. Congratulations. Do you remember what happened to her? Who do you think's gonna tear your throat out? Maybe it's not me, but someone here will eventually. You think the Sabbat will care about you?
What are you saying?
I'm saying that you're going to fall from grace like every single fucking idiot before you.
You killed? Did you kill our sire?
I had a game. I thought she drank her blood.
Veronica?
Yeah. We agreed that Veronica was the one.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
So she takes it back. What do you know about killing sires?
We did it together. Have you already forgotten that? Can I roll intimidation and something?
Do it.
I can't do manipulation. It's a 1.
You are manipulating. Do charisma and intimidation.
All right, charisma, intimidation, and I'm gonna go do a what do you call it?
Rouse check?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Rouse the blood.
That's a fail.
Fail.
I'm at 3, which is fine.
Hunger goes
All
up.
right, so that is gonna be
Extra die.
intimidation. I know. 1 second. 2, and then.
And you don't add hunger to this check. Just the next ones.
What do you mean?
The hunger that you gained from that rouse check doesn't
Oh.
apply to this check. Just everyone
know.
after this.
Good to know. All right, that is. I'm gonna go ahead. That's 2. I'm gonna go ahead and burn willpower to reroll 2 more.
You don't even know, do you?
4 successes.
Marco, come on. Our blood is stronger. Our sire, they didn't fucking know. They didn't know. I know. I have come from Montreal. And in
And
our
what's
blood.
happening in Montreal?
Well,
Please tell me the good news.
we're leaving. We're leaving the city. The Second Inquisition has become too powerful.
Right.
Even for those of us with the blood. You don't know. We're powerful. Through our veins runs the blood of Louis Drape himself. The man who founded Montreal for us, for the Sabbat, took it.
I don't give a fuck.
He saved our kind. He helped us. Freed us from...
I don't care. I don't care.
Then I guess I don't either. And she just lunges forward.
Oh, that's good.
Roll, because you already did the intimidate. So she's going to roll with less dice in this. I need you to roll stamina and athletics.
Okay. Yes.
1 success.
That's 3.
You're very easily able to dance out of her claws. You do several spins away. 1, sir.
You have to skip me.
We're skipping you. You're entranced by the beauty of their dance. Entranced by the dance. Mimi.
So, do you have the scene in your head?
Yes.
Where am I?
You have come out of the security. There's no one behind you. The 2 kindred that you punched into behind the teller's counter, have fallen over Serge, who's now standing there, entranced by the fight between these two siblings. Irene and Neil and Bats have run into the thing, and they're taking on this one woman. Neil's also come behind the counter. The Bat's taking on the woman. Neil's come behind the counter. He's focusing on the two kindred that are about to go for Serge, who is just...
Yeah. Both Serge and Margot look like they could use help.
I mean, Margot, I think, is the most damaged.
Yeah,
at this point.
no, yeah.
Okay.
I have 1 health left.
I
I'm
have
like 30 seconds of hitting the ground.
I'm just
like
gonna
the
do
corpse
my
I am.
invisible run at someone thing and invisibly run at. And
One of the two kindred that are about to...
no, I'm gonna run
Veronica.
at Veronica. I'm gonna try to plow her over.
Strength plus brawl. Add a die for being invisible.
Nope. And hopefully that will then break the dance, and you'll be able to, be useful again because they won't be dancing.
Toreador. She wishes her children to love beauty, even from deep underground.
So it was strength plus brawl plus an extra dice.
Yeah. Maybe. I might make, you know what?
1, 2.
Maybe Vampire 5th Edition isn't even a thing, and I've just been fooling everyone who's watching this.
So that was 3. I'm gonna spend a willpower to reroll,
Spend it. Shift it.
and that gets me another 2, so 5 successes.
5 successes. Boom! I mean, Veronica's right there, like, you danced out of her way, she's ready to come in for another. Shh. She knows you're a slash away from falling to the ground. And in a blink of your eye, Margot, something appears out of thin air. It's Mimi. She tackles this woman to the ground. Mimi, you have potence.
I do have potence.
The
The lethal body doesn't do anything to immortals.
Exactly. So it's enough to affect her own supernatural strength. And you knock her to the ground. It's not enough to pull Serge out. So, we're back to Irene and Neil.
Yeah, so it seems like the bats have consumed.
They're
one
taking
of them.
on this woman in the cubes, the cubicles.
So how's Neil doing with the 2 that are hovering over Serge?
He's grabbed one of them. They're struggling with each other. Neither one is able to get the upper hand, but there's one who's about to go for Serge. What do you do?
I'm going to actually focus on Veronica.
Who Mimi has just knocked to the marble ground.
So as soon as Mimi knocks Veronica over, I am going to... I don't have much strength or brawl, but I'm going to waltz over and try to kick her down, like kick her in the face, and then kick her down.
Nice.
I'm assuming that's strength and brawl, which
Yep.
isn't much.
Yep. You can always make a rouse check to add a die to this.
Okay, I'll add a rouse check.
Compel the hunger.
Ooh, 10.
No hunger.
No hunger, so I add a die.
A die. Yep. No matter what, you would add a die to the check. It just changes whether or not you gain a hunger during.
Well, 2 of those die are hunger dice then.
Yeah. You don't add. You didn't even get any hunger. You're fine.
So that's 2 successes.
Okay.
So I kind of like waltz over as soon as I see Mimi like brawling her to the ground, and I just kind of like stomp on her face.
Yeah, and just it hurts her. It's superficial. It's not very much, but it's enough to cause
Kind of like
take energy out of her, you know, and that's really what it boils down to these immortal fights. Mm-hmm. It's very hard to actually kill one another. It's possible, at least when you've got many on one, but when it's many on many or one on one, it becomes very difficult.
and I also want to have some dialogue with this.
I think Veronica's in a position where she has been knocked like prone, and unable to like move. There's one vampire left in this whole situation, and he's going for Surge.
Roll stamina.
Yes, stamina and athletics if you've got it. He's going to try and grab you.
That's 1 success.
3.
Okay.
He grabs on, and he does 2 points of aggravated damage
Okay.
as he drains blood from you. His fangs bite into your neck. You feel that pleasure from the kiss, and it's so hard for you to resist it. But you do. You're able to keep some sort of sense. Boom, boom. Mimi.
Okay, so I have.
No, I think you definitely skipped.
Yeah.
Because
Okay, back to Margot.
okay. Well, she's on the ground.
Mimi's tackled her.
I guess I just.
That's right, and Irene's kicked
There's
her.
very little honor in this, but you know what? I mostly just want to survive. So I'm just gonna like with my feral claw stab down at her, because she's. I'm gonna guess grappled at this point.
Add a die. I'm rolling 3 instead of the normal 5.
All right.
1 success.
So that's
If you get more than 1 success, we're calling it.
3 successes. And...
Otherwise, Veronica might have a chance to get away.
Maybe rouse the blood.
Fight another day.
Oh yeah, rouse the blood before I look at that.
I love dice trays.
Okay, because I'm just thinking about. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes.
Okay.
And
You have the choice.
and that's why I adds 2+2 to my damage. I guess.
Are you killing her?
Yeah.
Describe your kill.
You
You yourself, so close to torpor. Not final death. Not like she is. She has had multiple people injuring her. You've got slashes on you. If one more hit, you would have fallen into unconsciousness. For her, though, she's so much closer, and your claws are so strong.
Okay. I tear her throat out. Just quick, efficient. I don't want to hear her last words. I don't.
And you rip the words out of her throat. It's not even like like she could still heal. Just halfway down, this whole chunk gone. And in an instant, any sense of sentience behind her eyes die. Mimi,
Am I still on top of her?
you are.
Ah, good. Do I have to like
I mean,
do a rouse check or something for having?
fine.
Okay.
We made the rouse check when we first walked into this
Okay.
space. I think you're okay.
Cool. Well, this was very profound and beautiful.
is that what it was?
I don't. It was something. I am a little worried about Serge and would like to go try to aid him. I don't think I can do that invisibly, but maybe I can, do my usual.
You're not even invisible anymore. When you tackled her, it brought you back.
So I think I can do my usual brawl and strength at this guy that is trying to drain Serge.
Go for it. She runs into the hall where she sees Serge about to be attacked by this man.
Or being attacked, I think.
Yes, being
It's
attacked.
being attacked right now.
That was a little rough. I think I'm going to spend another willpower, because why the hell not at this point?
We're so close
Right.
to the end of the night.
That was even worse. Okay, so that's 3 successes.
3 successes. No, you're able to tackle this man away from Surge. Surge, at that moment, you hear the squelch of body hitting ground, and you're shaken out of this. You look, what beauty you thought was in this room. Maybe it disgusts you as you realize what you've been so entranced by. The beast inside you pushes more, harder. What do you do?
So both the other vampires actively in the room are being tackled. By
I think all active vampires are on the ground or taken out.
actively restrained.
Yep.
They're not struggling.
At this point, it's over. You look around. The cleanup is all that's left.
So, if they don't know I'm using awe, they don't resist it.
Okay.
I just add my presence to the charisma roll.
Okay.
And I think I'm just going to turn on my acting skills and say, have you not brought enough destruction? Won't you just surrender and let us take you to the borders and send you back to where you came from so you can find some other place besides our city of Albany to terrorize?
Performance and manipulation?
Performance manipulation? Yeah.
Persuasion. And then, of course, add awe to whatever all this. It could be persuasion. It sounds like you said acting, so it sounds like performance.
Yeah.
A regular bard.
9, and I take 3 of those out to replace the hunger die.
Roll that hunger.
Oh my god.
There are
Couple ones.
5 successes, and I'm just, it's the end of the night. I'm going to spend willpower and reroll these 3. So there are now 6 successes. There's one, but correct me if I'm wrong, ones don't matter if they're successes.
Exactly. So it's enough. The 2 remaining vampires that are struggling against Neil and Mimi cease. They know it's over, and your offer is kinder than it needs to be. It's enough for them to be completely aware as you hear 2 pew pew laser noises. Red beams hit these vampires, disintegrating them completely.
What?
I know. You look up, you see 2 humans who have entered in. You may not recognize them, but we, the audience who watched episode 3 weeks ago,
Oh, great.
would recognize
Only
these
Marco had tuned in.
as Jack, a tall, slender woman in a black pinstriped suit, sunglasses on her face, holding some sort of rifle, gun. The other, a man, taller, bigger, muscled, rusty, holding a similar rifle, trained on both of these vampires. As they disintegrate into ash, they... Are you with Nick? The man says, pointing his gun at you.
For fuck's sake.
Nick?
Romantically even.
What?
Just in general.
Who's Nick?
If we are, will you not shoot us?
Sheriff. We've met him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I love Nick.
We do our biddings
Nick's
by Nick.
great.
Yes.
Nick tells us what to do.
He pulls his gun up. The woman keeps it trained. With the other finger, she puts her sunglasses up.
I'm sorry.
I'm
I
surprised.
still think I'm going to get a chance to ask this later. Do I think from what Veronica said that she'd taken Quincy? Because I didn't think to ask at the time, but I don't know.
No.
No.
It seems very, very likely.
Okay.
Seems very, very
I know.
likely.
I'm surprised by Nick you don't mean Prince Rhea.
Who?
Never mind.
It's who Nick responds to, and it's
Oh, yes.
Did they kill
The
all of
prince.
the? Did they kill all of the other
the
vampires?
tall, blonde, pale woman that's very attractive that Nick follows around like a dog.
The woman's like, we've seen her.
Yeah. So we know Nick.
Can we leave now?
Finally, the woman drops the gun. It's a fucking mess out there. Do you have any idea? The woman says, the kind of work and money and time that will go into covering this up? Do you even give a shit?
Do you think it was our fault or idea?
Yes.
Do you think that like I enjoyed this and I just like motioned towards my currently like
I like
body?
kind of like motion her over, and I pull out a checkbook, and I'm like, if it's money you're concerned about, that's not an issue.
But yes, we are very concerned. This is our home.
Sorry, I did have a question. Did they kill all of the other vampires?
So I think the other Veronica and the other two were taken out by the bats and knocking on the thing.
I was gonna ask them what happened to Quincy, and now I'm like,
I think everyone has been negated, if
Okay.
you will.
alright.
But what happened to Quincy is still unclear.
Yes.
Look, Jack, calm down, the man says. We can clear this all up. It's just... What the
Right.
fuck?
Yeah, no, you just killed the only way I was ever gonna find out what happened to my wife. So, kindly, point your guns at the ground, maybe?
Fine.
Who are you?
Fine.
However, thank you for your assistance
We had it under control.
in this endeavor. We don't know who these people are, and
No.
we are thanking them for what they just did for us.
They came in here, guns blasting, and could have shot us.
Listen, reality deviants, the woman says.
See? They're really weird.
We're not gonna deal with this for long. Get it under control, or it's over. And she turns and walks out. The man...
She has a point. It's been messy here lately.
It's
Yeah.
not my fault. I've been trying to hide.
She gets it. She, right?
Not your fault?
Sure.
It's not
It
your
gets
You're
it.
being so fucking polite.
Let
Well, I've
me
seen
get
some
this
things.
straight. It's not your fault. This Margot, who just entered the scene, whose sister just completely royally fucked the court and Albany up, it's not your fault.
No, like you don't have siblings?
Family isn't your fault.
Alright, well,
Is the guy holding that face?
I think that there is maybe a little bit of explanation necessary for me to understand
Great.
that it's not your fault.
I still need to find. Fuck.
I look at you and say, come to me later. We will figure this out.
Are you gonna try something or no?
I like, come to me later. We will figure this out.
I think Mimi might be more useful, honestly.
So, as
Between the two of us.
the activity downtown begins to die down, the techno mages, Jack and Rusty, leave, having secured the area and having told you, small flag, they've left. They've done you a favor. You may not feel it.
Yeah.
A convenience has been made. Let's go into final moments.
Is there a way to resolve the Quincy thing?
That is... So
Yeah.
let's start. Margot is in a fit.
Am I? I feel like I'm just
She's very
righteously
worried.
angry.
Angry.
Righteously.
Righteously
so-
angry.
Thank you.
There's a combo here.
I walk up to you and say, do you have anything of hers?
Of course.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
Her hair?
Hair.
Her
Weirdo.
Okay.
Her hairbrush.
A lock.
I can like run to my truck and I'm sure that like I have like something.
I bet you have something of hers on your keychain.
Yeah. Sure. I pass it over.
She made a little leather thing that hangs on your keychain.
Yeah.
It's got a heart
Of course it
stitched
does.
on it.
Don't all. I give it over.
I'm going to try to rouse the blood. Because that's a bad idea. Right now, it works well.
Nice.
No hunger.
No extra hunger.
You're working on how many?
I'm now rolling 4. I have 3 hunger.
Okay.
I have someone to feed from later. There's someone who's
waiting for you at the bar. Maybe in your apartment waiting for you.
He's
Having
not that
dis-
good at lock picking.
He doesn't need to pick locks when he's got cash to bribe janitors with.
That's true.
Anyway.
That is 3 successes on premonition.
You hold this leather thing, symbol. Your eyes instantly start watering. Blood, of course. What else would it be? And you smell dirt, earth, and iron.
And I'm just saying this out loud. I'm not like, I'm kind of in a medium trance where like I'm just saying things that occur to me out loud.
Margot just lets out like a whimper.
And you hear a stifled scream. And you know she's no longer alive. But she might not be gone. Not yet. You know exactly which graveyard Margot needs to go to dig her up and set her free.
Yeah, I think I'm reciting it by landmarks and by the symbols associated with it. I'm not like, reading.
It's the southwestern side of town. There's 3 graveyards
All right.
along the southern edge of Albany.
I'm gonna go now.
And I tell you what's inscribed in the tombs, I think near them, like almost in a square.
She's in a toddler's grave.
What?
Okay. I'll go. If anyone wants to come with me, that's their business.
Lucky chases after you out of the building. A fat raccoon.
It's like the family dog. I don't know. You guys keep focusing on this like it's a weird thing.
It is weird.
No.
It is weird.
No, I want to go. First of all, I'm gonna go dig up my dead wife, and then we're gonna go home with our dead raccoon pets. And you know what? That's all we go.
She's crying the whole way home. But as an ex-shovelhead yourself, you know she avoided a fate worse than death tonight. Waking up alone, underground, having to dig her way out. 6 feet under.
Not much comfort there.
Who's next?
I think I am. Where is Trevor when I get back to the hotel? Is he in the bar?
No. The bar is empty. The lounge has been abandoned due to the trouble of the night's events. You go up and your door, as you put the key in the lock, you realize it's unlocked. And Trevor Barron is sitting right in front of the body of Chad that you left on the butcher paper, painted and bloodied and drained. Huh. You've been gone a while.
It's been a very interesting evening.
I bet it has. I don't remember what happened to me last month, Serge. After the symphony, I
Saw things, heard things.
forgot things. And now, I break into your apartment. There's a dead body here. What the fuck happened to you?
Maybe you weren't paying attention when we were dating. Maybe you were so busy trying to tell me how to live my life that you didn't see what was going on. Do you want to know what was going on?
He kind of backs up, his back like getting closer and closer to the window of the apartment, the ceiling length window that overlooks downtown Albany. His back bumps up against it.
Trevor. And here I take off my shirt and start to undo. I'm not armed. I'm not dangerous. You know that. You're stronger than me. You proved that more than once. Didn't you?
Yeah,
Do you think I hurt somebody and killed them?
I think you did. And he pulls out a gun and points it straight at you.
I just come in very closely.
No, stay back! I'll call the cops.
Trevor.
I didn't do it. You killed someone.
Trevor. Do you think I would kill someone? How
It's
would
right
I
there.
kill someone? This isn't even my apartment. Is it? You know that.
Your presence is overwhelming his senses. I don't know anything. Just stop.
Trevor.
Stay back.
I spread my arms. Please come here. Please come to me.
And without a moment's hesitation, he lowers the gun and moves forward.
Trevor. Who do you think should be in charge? And I'm just like kind of pulling him in.
There's something about your embrace that he's wanted for so long. But you know that he's afraid of you now. He says nothing.
Trevor, what if we had a chance, the two of us, to be much more important than anybody in your family has ever imagined being?
You feel him like nod right here in your shoulder. Yeah. Yes. I want that.
And I bite into his neck. And I start to drain him.
He enjoys it.
And I keep going until he's gone. And then I bring my wrist up to his mouth. And I say, Trevor, we're about to build a barony.
The camera fades. Camera fucking fades away from that scene. Where are we going?
Okay.
Let's go to Mimi.
Okay. So, Mimi leaves the bank. It's been a long night and she's taking notes on her phone so that she can early tomorrow evening, if not late tonight, depending on when she gets home, compose a written letter back to New York. She's not quite sure how to even begin to address the issue with Jaskin and whether this means she's going to stay in Albany much longer, since she was basically here to work for Jaskin. And as she's walking, she sees rats. Comments offhand, it's been a rough night.
Oh, yeah?
Taken aback. Hello?
Rough for you. You know how many other rats I had to fight for this piece of cheese?
There's this little rat just like... It's wet too.
Oh shit. What? Hi?
Oh. And just kind of like scurries along, keeping its head down. Oops.
guess I can still be useful here. She adds to her notes that she can now apparently talk to the rats. As she goes back to her mess of an apartment filled with computer equipment.
We see this one rat turn around and look back as you walk off.
She puts out some peanut butter when she gets home. And at this point, it's almost too much to handle. Yeah.
Irene, the bats have flown away. Finn has crawled up into her spot on your shoulder. And Neil has his arms crossed. The three of you are outside the bank.
Well, I would like to say that we're still inside the bank.
The three of you are inside the bank.
I'm going to look around and I'm going to assess in my mind, like, what the fuck just happened. I'm also going to realize that Prince Rhea is in fact out of town, as well as the sheriff. And I'm going to see all the blood and gore and just mess of entrails just like
not bother to clean
splayed
up.
about the fucking court in the
Not
Bank
our
of America
Your
in downtown
problem.
Albany. And I'm going to look at Neil and I'm just going to say, like, looks like we have some work to do.
Oh, I think they've got janitors for this, love.
Unless
Custodians?
you can somehow make janitors believe that these entrails and all of these body parts are just a normal part of banking life. We need to get this shit figured out. Also, I'm gonna take the feather out of my jacket and I'm gonna crouch down to Finn and I'm gonna have her smell it and I'm gonna whisper into her ear and I'm gonna say, figure out what this belongs to, where this belongs to. Report back to me as soon as you can.
I'll come home tomorrow.
And at that, the closing scene is Neil and I, just buckets of slosh and entrails and blood and gore, and we're just begrudgingly cleaning shit up. As I say to him across the room, it'll be over soon, babe. We won't have to deal with this any longer.
I've got to say, I fucked a lot of girls in my time,
Wow, what a winner.
but I've never wanted to clean up entrails for any of them. But you, love.
Thank you, Neil. It'll be over soon, and we will go back to our solitude. And you won't have any entrails to clean up otherwise.
And as the two of you are scrubbing the guts and gore off of the marbled floor.
And I'm cursing Rhea every moment of the way.
Yes.
I'm actually texting her like,
Oh yeah.
why the fuck aren't you here? Why the fuck aren't you dealing with this mess?
We see the camera on the two of you kind of scrubbing, sharing this bucket. At one point, both your hands go in and they touch each other.
Oh, how romantic.
And there's a heart-shaped camera angle that comes down over the two of you.
Is there?
Scrubbing the blood and guts.
Also, thank you everybody for leaving me to deal with
I had
this.
to go
All of
dig
you
up my wife.
All of you had such important things to do.
Yes!
Left me with this shit.
I was about to get charged with murder if I didn't go home.
I mean, we all
I'm
had
just
such good
saying.
reason.
You trusted the one person who literally has no investment
Just,
in this
you know what?
real world. to
Summon
deal
all
with
of the
this.
forest creatures to clean it for you, Snow White.
I can do
It just
that.
didn't even cross Mimi's mind that this was a problem.
What, people don't go to the bank with this?
You're right.
Looks like home to me.
Right, exactly. That seemed worse.
With that,
Anyways.
I'd like to thank you all for watching tonight's episode. It's been a wild ride, and And I don't know if Albany will ever be the same after this. But for now, tonight's events are over, and the curtain falls on these kindred. Don't forget to tune in next week for the final episode of Albany by Night Season 1. We'll see you then. Thank you.